Has accomplished many things in the first 2 weeks of the 2020 season, but there is something still missing on the list: play and win at home. Tonight, the Indians get the chance to knock both of those items off the list. From Lewis Field Stadium on the campus of Fort Hays State University, welcome to Hays High Football. Along with Vivian at the KFIX studio, Harrison for Hays Post Video, and beside Matt Dumler, I'm Dustin Armbruster. Hays High dominated their game in Great Bend for approximately 42 of the 48 minutes they played there last week. And prior to that, the Indians led for 3+ quarters in Goddard. With a 2-0 record, Hays returns to a place that, let's face it, just did not treat them well in 2019, their own town. Hays went 0-4 in what is supposed to be the friendly confines of Lewis Field Stadium. There are many check marks for the 2020 season. The first, well, that was simply to play. After marking a few more off, next on the list is to play and win at home. Tonight, the Liberal Redskins stand in the way of the Hays High Indians and their next check mark. Time to take a break on the Hertz Rent-A-Car pregame show. When we return, Matt Dumler joins us for a look at tonight's game. This is Hays High Indian football on the Hays High Sports Network.
M&D Excavating, Incorporated, serving the Hays area since 1979. Jeter Law Firm, proud to support student-athletes, partners you can rely on. Shelter Insurance, Dustin Shoemaker. Compare your coverage today at CompareMyCoverage.com. Discount Siding, new siding, energy-efficient windows and doors, vinyl fencing, and other exterior home products. Improve the beauty and energy efficiency of your home. Click on DiscountSiding.net. Paul Wurtenberger Construction, building Northwest Kansas dreams since 1983. State Glass Company, locally owned and operated since 1948. 5th and Main, downtown Hays. Adams, Brown, Barron, and Ball, your trusted advisors providing you with commitment, experience, and integrity. Gibbs Auto Supply, over 200,000 parts and accessories and great staff to take care of you in Hays and La Crosse.
Back at Lewis Field Stadium, the cheering you hear in the background is for the 17 seniors on what is senior night. We'll get the thoughts of that with Matt Dumler here in just a moment. Hays High 2-0 for the first time since 2014 and got there by running over, around, through, and between Great Bend last week. 337 of their 442 yards in the game were on the ground. The Indians were led by Jordan Dale, who was in at quarterback for Dylan Dreiling. Dale ran for 224 yards and 4 scores. Matt Dumler, if it is the only game that Jordan Dale plays full at quarterback, it was a show to watch.
Yeah, he seized his opportunity and did it well. You know, other teams are going to see this on film and understand now that Hays High has another weapon that they hadn't planned on before. So even if Jordan Dale doesn't touch the ball very much from here on out, that threat will still keep other teams on their toes.
Well, and we've seen those jet sweep type of plays with Jaron Kanik. Maybe it puts in the coach's mind, do that with Jordan Dale a little bit because he showed the speed to get by the defense.
Right, and they needed a spark. Coming out of Goddard Eisenhower, the offense didn't play very well for the first 3 quarters of that game, and so to see him explode like that and get some serious yardage has got to give them a huge confidence booster coming into this game.
The defense was outstanding once again, except for 2 total drives that Great Bend scored on. The defense also turned away the Panthers in the red zone on downs. It should be mentioned that the Indians' longest offensive drive last week was 6 plays. It wasn't like the defense got much time on the sidelines to A, talk things over, or B, get any rest.
Yeah, we talked beforehand that fatigue could be a huge factor, you know, but looking ahead into the season, that could have been a great conditioning night for this defense who plays so fast and plays so much. It could come back and help them in the end.
We'll talk about the opponent here in just a little bit. But it is senior night here at Lewis Field Stadium, and it is one of those things that a lot of schools are doing in the first home game for the respective sports. And Hays High is going through a few more fall activities tonight as well fall activities for the senior night. But it is a special night for the seniors because you don't know. This season is such up in the air. We were supposed to have an area game of the week over on 101.9 The Bull. It got canceled at 3:15 this afternoon. It's good to see Hays High use the opportunity to recognize the seniors on the first opportunity that they get.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. You think about how much of the spring was taken away and how much of last year's seniors lost those experiences that they've looked so forward to. I look down and there's basketball players on the field tonight that are simply playing football because they want to do something and they don't know if they're going to be able to play their sports. So they're out here to play. And I love this idea that just kind of exploded on Twitter one day, and now it seems every school is grasping this.
Hayes High 2-0 for the first time since 2014. They haven't opened 3-0 since 2014, the last time Hayes High wore the Western Athletic Conference crown. Time for the opponent breakdown. It's brought to you by Eagle Radio's digital marketing. Is your business ready to advertise on Facebook, Google, and other popular places, but you don't know where to start? Contact Eagle Radio, 301-2211. Liberal Redskins in town tonight, or the Liberal football team, if you will. Jason Dunlap is in his 4th year as head coach and holds a 9-19 record. He's trying to turn around what used to be one of the jewels of high school football. Liberal has had just one winning season in the last 15 years. In 2016, they went 6-3. This, as much of anything, is a trap game for the Hayes High Indians.
Absolutely. You can always think about, I was thinking about K-State a few years ago, lost, I think, Appalachian State when K-State was supposed to be so good, and they faltered. You think you can find all of these major programs that fall, and so Hayes High has to be ready to come out and play tonight and not look ahead to Garden City, which is going to be a very important matchup next week.
We mentioned that they have just one winning season in the last 15 years. Gary Cornelson, the longtime head coach, left around 2003. The 6 coaches that have followed are a combined 61-95. Cornelson was 118-17 in his career. Liberal is off to a rough start at 0-2, losing their final 7 games of 2019. They're now on a 9-game losing streak. The Redskins lost their Week 1 game to Guyman, Oklahoma, which has become almost a guaranteed football victory. They lost that because of the COVID conditions, and at the time, nobody was really able to travel out of state, especially for sports. So they picked up a game against Goodland, where they lost 43-32 to the 3A Cowboys. Last week, Liberal was shut out 35-0 to conference opponent Dodge City, last year's conference champion. Liberal graduated Cyrus Dunlap, the coach's son, who rushed for the 2nd most yards in school history. He's now here in Hayes for football at Fort Hays State University, but that big home run threat is off of the field for Liberal, and that's what they built their program around for the last 3 years.
Yeah, and we were talking before the game that Liberal ran 5 different formations last week in the first quarter alone, and so the defense of Hayes High has got to be watching out for that, because that home run threat's not going to be there. So so Liberal's going to be just poking and prodding and trying to find something to work. So it's got to keep Hayes High Indians on their toes.
Yeah, maybe a lot like what they experienced with Great Bend last week, seeing so many different formations. Liberal's defense did force turnovers last week, recovering a couple of fumbles and intercepting a pass in the red zone. It is the same defense, though, that gave up a 64-yard touchdown pass on a pass that went for 0 yards, and the untouched wide receiver racked up the rest of the yardage with his feet. They also gave up a 41-yard pass to the 1-yard line and a 30-yard run where they hit the quarterback twice in the backfield, but didn't wrap up and bring him down. They will have a traditional 3-down lineman set and then bring what they call a rush end to the line of scrimmage to rush out of a 2-point stance. This is the 44th meeting in the series. It is the 6th most played series for the Indians, now behind the TMP St. Joe's series. Liberal leads all time 27-16. Hayes has won the last 3 games, including a 13-12 overtime win last year where Hayes stopped the 2-point conversion by Liberal to win the game. The Indians have won 11 of the last 12 against the Redskins, who long dominated this series. Prior to this 11 of 12 stretch for the Indians, Liberal had a 26-5 advantage in the first 31 games played prior to the 2009 season. Hayes won the first meeting between the two in 1973. Liberal then won 7 in a row before the Indians won 2 in 86-87. Liberal won the next 2, followed by a Hayes High win in 1990. Liberal then won every game from 91 through 2000, including a playoff game in 1993. Hayes won in 2001 and then lost 6 of the next 7, only winning in 2006. That's your opponent breakdown, brought to you by Eagle Radio's digital marketing. When we come back, a look around the Western Athletic Conference coming up on the Hayes High Sports Network.
Midwest Energy, a customer-owned cooperative providing safe, reliable, and efficient energy services and promoting growth throughout the region. When you need something fixed fast and done right the first time, call Steel Fab. Heartland Building. When it is time to get the job done, see why so many builders rely on Heartland Building Center with a huge stock of building material. Edward Jones, providing a reasoned and disciplined approach to investing, making sense of investing. Western and Central Kansas premier roofing contractor, The Professionals, High Plains Roofing of Hays. Teams win games. Let the biggest real estate team in Hays find your next home. Caldwell Banker Executive Realty, the streaming partner of the Hays High Sports Network. The green grass you want in the spring starts with spraying in the fall with Hays K-Lawn, Kurt Maska and Kurt Viner.
This is the Hertz Rent-A-Car pregame show. For the last 8 seasons, Hertz Rent-A-Car has been giving our broadcast crew a vehicle to go to and from road games. If it is a bigger vehicle that you need for a family vacation, an SUV like a Suburban or a Tahoe, maybe it's something you need to get a better gas mileage with, a Fusion, for example, in order to be able to save some money on your company credit card. They've got it all for you right there at Hertz Rent-A-Car, 609 East 8th Street. Talk to Jamie and get yourself a nice ride for your next trip. Look around the Western Athletic Conference. Dodge City picked up their first win of the year, moving to 1-1 on the year, and 1-0 in the Western Athletic Conference as they beat Liberal on the road last week. Dodge City and Garden City are playing in what might be the earliest hatchet game ever. Garden City is 0-2 after a 1-point loss to Hutchinson. Tonight will be the Buffalo's conference opener. That game is in Dodge City. Great Bend's early season schedule doesn't get any easier. They lost to state-ranked Maize South in Week 1, now to the 2-0 Indians last week. Tonight they traveled to 2-0 McPherson, who has won 45-25 and 41-0 in their first 2 weeks. The smallest guy in McPherson's offensive line is 245 pounds. The Bullpups are ranked number 4 in 4A. Hays High and Dodge City sit atop the conference at 1-0 each. Liberal and Great Bend are 0-1. Garden City plays their first conference game tonight. Your look around the Western Athletic Conference is brought to you by HaysPost.com. Stories about this game, highlights, and coaches' post-game comments at HaysPost.com can be found after the game. It was announced today that the seeding criteria for the postseason will be as follows for 6, 5, and 4A. Number 1, the win-loss percentage of all games played, but what's undetermined yet, or at least what nobody seems to know, is if there is, say, 5 teams who are 8-0 and a team who is 7-0, does the extra win carry any extra weight? Number 2 is head-to-head, and then number 3 is the marginal points. So Hays High winning by more than 13 points last week, only 13 points counted. But this year it's an average instead of using the total number of points because of potential loss of games due to COVID-19. Now there is a caveat in here for games missed. Side note, voluntarily canceling a game is elimination from playoff contention. Now, all games canceled due to COVID must have evidence provided to the state organization for approval, and the game will then be called a no contest and will not eliminate a team from postseason contention. Hays High has 4 teams on their schedule that are not Western Athletic Conference opponents. Goddard Eisenhower is now 1-1 on the year. Abilene hasn't scored in their first 2 weeks. They're 0-2. Maize South 2-0, ranked in Class 5A. And Capon moved to 2-1 with a blowout win over Emporia last night. Let's step aside on the Hertz Rent-A-Car pregame show. When we come back, Coach Tony Crow joins us next on the Hays High Sports Network.
M&D Excavating, Incorporated, serving the Hays area since 1979. Jeter Law Firm, proud to support student-athletes, partners you can rely on. Shelter Insurance, Dustin Shoemaker. Compare your coverage today at CompareMyCoverage.com. Discount Siding, new siding, energy-efficient windows and doors, vinyl fencing, and other exterior home products. Improve the beauty and energy efficiency of your home. Click on DiscountSiding.net. Paul Wurtenberger Construction, building Northwest Kansas dreams since 1983. State Glass Company, locally owned and operated since 1948. 5th and Main, downtown Hays. Adams, Brown, Barron, and Ball, your trusted advisors providing you with commitment, experience, and integrity. Gibbs Auto Supply, Over 200,000 parts and accessories and great staff to take care of you in Hayes and La Crosse. Get a great deal on internet, video, voice, and business services from the technology experts, Nextech. When it hails, when it pours, one thing's for sure. Roofmasters is who you're looking for. Bigger vehicle for a family trip or a car that gets excellent gas mileage for the next business trip? Book with Hertz Rent-A-Car on 8th Street in Hayes. Add Aflac Insurance to your company's benefit package at no cost to you. Call Sean Schwartz with Aflac Insurance.
This is the Hertz Rent-A-Car pregame show.
Let's get the thoughts of the coach. This chat with the coach is brought to you by Shelter Insurance agent Dustin Shoemaker in the Northridge Plaza and online at CompareMyCoverage.com.
Back at Lewis Field Stadium, the Hayes High Indians, the Liberal Redskins. It's the home opener for the Hayes High Indians, and we're joined by Coach Tony Crow. Coach, let's start right there. Nice to play at home. I say that. Your team went 0-4 at home last year, but it sure is nice not to have to make a bus trip tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good to be back home around the home fans, and we always appreciate being here, and it's going to be nice to be somewhere we're a little bit familiar.
All right, I have to ask a question. When you have a quarterback that goes off for 224 yards on the ground and throws for a touchdown, rushes 4 touchdowns, is there a quarterback controversy at Hayes High School?
No, there's not a controversy. We are embracing what happened last week with Jordan and the heck of a game he had, and no, not a controversy at all. It's we've got 2 really good kids in Dylan and Jordan that are that no egos at all with either one of them, and they both want to be on the field. Now we have definitely noticed, we saw what Jordan did, and we're excited about it. And what we've learned is we've got great depth at quarterback now, and so we have definitely started working some things in where they're both getting some time at quarterback now, and we may even have a couple little fun packages with them both out there. But no controversy. I think if it was maybe 2 different kids or some different things going on, there might be, but with this year, you never know. You better get guys ready, and I think they're both going to be ready.
By that answer, it sounds like that Dylan is healthy again and able to play.
Yeah, Dylan's back. I mean, his stomach ailments and all that are fine, and he's back. He's our starter, and we've got JD ready, and we could have some fun with it.
Jaron went down on the second series of the game last week. Will Canick be able to play tonight?
No, he'll be out. Could play. It's a lower extremity sprain with his foot and his ankle, but we're gonna go ahead and hold him out and get him healthy for the rest of the season.
Let's talk about the Liberal Redskins, 0-2 on the year, and they took a pretty good thumping last week against Dodge City. That being said, they had some opportunities to score. They just never could punch it in.
Yeah, I think they're actually more explosive than they were last year. The difference is they don't have they don't have the Dunlap kid. They don't have one kid that can just take it to the house every time. But they're, we think at quarterback and even running back, they've got some kids that are pretty dangerous. Again, play really, really hard. Just not as much talent out there as maybe they've had at some points in the past. But it's still one of those teams. In the last 2 years, it's come down to the last drive or last play for us, and so we expect it to be a hard-fought game.
Offensively, they threw 5 or 6 different packages out there. This is the second week in a row that does the defense even know what they're going to see tonight?
No idea. It's like you said, same thing last week. And no, our defense, God, we've prepared for every offense known to football right now. And we kind of have an idea what we think we'll see with some of the speed option game and power read game with them, but. Yeah, I don't know. They could come out in something completely different, but they had a little success versus Dodge, just problems holding on to the ball, and had good success versus Goodland, so we kind of think we know what we're going to get.
Talk about your defense a little bit. They've played 2 really good games so far, minus maybe a half a quarter in each game, but there's been adjustments in each of those games. You got so many kids back on defense. Is that where that comes from, the ability to make adjustments?
Absolutely. It's experience. Coach Hickle said it. It was game 1 that he called a front with a certain type of stunt and pass rush lanes that we hadn't installed yet. We had it in last year. It's something that he normally installs later in the season when we think we're going to see more pass-heavy teams. But he called it. He called it for the kids, and they knew right what to do. They lined up in it. They did a good job with it, and so it's been nice to have experience on the field this year. You're exactly right. Over the last 2 years, it's been a lot of pulling our hair out with sophomores and freshmen, and now they've all played and got a lot of reps, so it makes it a lot easier to adjust. And you can tell because our defense is, man, once we get buckled in, now we're going to see everybody's best trick play. We're going to see everybody's best, 2 or 3 offenses, because you've got to do that to attack our defense effectively. And so we're going to see everything, and we're just preparing that way.
All right, we'll leave it here. One of the running themes this year is the fact that there is a football season, the fact that Hays High is getting to play games, but up until now you haven't got to play a home game because of the schedule. How nice is it to have gotten to week 3 and you're absolutely getting at least one home game for the kids?
Really nice. That's always your fear when your first home game is week 3. So really, really happy that we got here, especially for our seniors. Tonight will be senior night, which is really weird. Game 1 and senior night, first home game and senior night shouldn't go together, but it does. And so it's been different this week preparing for that. But really happy for our seniors that are going to get out in front of the home crowd again and show the town of Hays all the work they've done to get better and finally start maybe enjoying some of the spoils of our hard work. And so proud of our seniors. Really want to see them out tonight having some success, and just really, really glad to be able to play another game at home.
Coach, appreciate the time. Good luck.
Thank you.
Coach Tony Crow of the Hays High Indians will step aside on the Hertz Rent-A-Car pregame show. More coming up from Lewis Field Stadium. Chat with the coach brought to you by Dustin Shoemaker, Shelter Insurance Agent.
Midwest Energy, a customer-owned cooperative providing safe, reliable, and efficient energy services and promoting growth throughout the region. When you need something fixed fast and done right the first time, call Steel Fab. Heartland Building. When it is time to get the job done, see why so many builders rely on Heartland Building Center with a huge stock of building material. Edward Jones, providing a reasoned and disciplined approach to investing, making sense of investing. Western and Central Kansas premier roofing contractor, The Professionals, High Plains Roofing of Hays. Teams win games. Let the biggest real estate team in Hays find your next home. Caldwell Banker Executive Realty, the streaming partner of the Hays High Sports Network. The green grass you want in the spring starts with spraying in the fall with Hays K-Lawn, Kurt Maska and Kurt Viner. Hays High School Athletic Booster Club. Proud to support the athletes of Hays High School by providing items needed to excel on the field and court. Master Cleaners, dry cleaning, laundry, alterations, tux rentals, and much more. They have numerous pickup locations throughout Western Kansas to serve you. Eagle Communications, our community connected.
Hays High marching band with tonight's national anthem. It's the Hertz Rent-A-Car pregame show. Hays High takes on Liberal. Let's get to tonight's keys to the game, brought to you by HaysPost.com. Stories, highlights, coaches, comments, and scores from around the area after the game can be found at HaysPost.com. Matt, your keys to the game.
The first one is going to be the mental game for the Hays High Indians. Something we haven't mentioned yet is that Liberal's 9-game losing streak started at the hands of Hays High last season, the third week of the season. This could very well easily be a trap game for Hays High if they're not careful. We've already mentioned it, but they've got to come in and approach this game just like they would every other time. Come out on offense and get some things rolling. They haven't had very many long drives. Come and prepare for this game like they would anybody else. The second one is two individuals that you love to put the game into, Gavin Hazelhorse and Trey Adams. Liberal likes to get it on the end and run around. Trey and Gavin have been there to stop it every time. They've got some great defensive skills, and they're going to be a key tonight. The last one is to remain injury-free. Hayes High is missing some key pieces of their team tonight with injuries, with concussions, with feet, with backs, with other things. And so you'll not hear some names that you're used to. And next week is a huge matchup against Garden City for what very well could be the WAC crown. And so if Hayes High can stay injury-free tonight, it's all the better for next week.
That's your keys to the game, brought to you by HayesPost.com. This is the Hertz Rent-A-Car pregame show. Your starters coming up next on the Hayes High Sports Network.
Midwest Energy, a customer-owned cooperative providing safe, reliable, and efficient energy services and promoting growth throughout the region. When you need something fixed fast and done right the first time, call Steel Fab. Heartland Building. When it is time to get the job done, see why so many builders rely on Heartland Building Center with a huge stock of building material. Edward Jones, providing a reasoned and disciplined approach to investing, making sense of investing. Western and Central Kansas premier roofing contractor, The Professionals, High Plains Roofing of Hayes. Teams win games. Let the biggest real estate team in Hayes find your next home. Caldwell Banker Executive Realty, the streaming partner of the Hayes High Sports Network. The green grass you want in the spring starts with spraying in the fall with Hayes K-Lawn, Kurt Maska and Kurt Viner. Hayes High School Athletic Booster Club. Proud to support the athletes of Hayes High School by providing items needed to excel on the field and court. Master Cleaners, dry cleaning, laundry, alterations, tux rentals, and much more. They have numerous pickup locations throughout Western Kansas to serve you. Eagle Communications, our community connected.
Hayes High and Liberal tonight. Let's get to your starting lineups defensively for the Hayes High Indians. At the ends, seniors Trey Adams and Gavin Hazelhorst. The tackles, Gavin Nutting, Carson Spray. The linebackers, Gavin Myers and Dalton Dale. Cornerbacks, Brett Orth gets the start tonight in favor of the injured Wellbrock and Hunter Harris, the other cornerback. Bandit backers, Wyatt Crane and Bill Scott. Safety is Tucker Veach. Defensively, for Liberal, they'll go with the rush end, Hunter Husky, a 190-pound junior. Jim Bangs, a 210-pound sophomore. Defensive tackles are juniors, Aldo Avalos and Cameron Snodgrass, both 220 pounds. Linebackers, three of them. Tony Rivero, a senior. Alex Esparza, the middle linebacker, at 210. He's a senior. And Tristan Juarez, a 165-pound sophomore. Cornerbacks are Malcolm Wiltshire, a senior. Aiden Schwint, a freshman. Safeties are Jose Beltran, who was out until this week, and Javon Allen, a 170-pound sophomore. We step aside. We're back in 1 minute with your kickoff on the Hayes High Sports Network.
Get a great deal on internet, video, voice, and business services from the technology experts, Nextech. When it hails, when it pours, one thing's for sure. Roofmasters is who you're looking for. Bigger vehicle for a family trip or a car that gets excellent gas mileage for the next business trip? Book with Hertz Rent-A-Car on 8th Street in Hayes. Add Aflac Insurance to your company's benefit package at no cost to you. Call Sean Schwartz with Aflac Insurance. Hayes High School Athletic Booster Club. Proud to support the athletes of Hayes High School by providing items needed to excel on the field and court. Master Cleaners, dry cleaning, laundry, alterations, tux rentals, and much more. They have numerous pickup locations throughout Western Kansas to serve you. Eagle Communications, our community connected.
Jalen Staten takes the opening kickoff from the 5-yard line and then gets lit up by kicker Jack Fields along with senior Gavin Hazelhorst, but a good return for the Liberal Redskins. We start about a minute 50 seconds early and all the way out to the 38-yard line for Liberal. Their offensive starters, Shea Kerr, the quarterback, 6'3", 160, a junior, 114 yards passing, no touchdowns, 1 interception, and then 27 rushes for 97 yards and 2 touchdowns. He'll come out in the shotgun formation. He'll have a running back to his right, Easton Zapien, leading rusher on the team, second in the conference at 211 yards and 2 touchdowns. 2 blocking backs in front of him. It's a handoff to Zapien off the left side. He'll get across the 45. Ball pops loose. It's in the air. Hayes High has the football. Liberal this year has turned it over now 7 times, 6 of those on fumbles. Gavin Hazelhorst ended up with the loose ball. Fumble recovery, number 1 of the year, 5th of his career.
Yeah, I'm not sure who popped it out, but it landed right in Gavin's hands. He could not have missed that fumble for the world. What a great start for the Hayes High Indians.
One play, the fumble, and Hayes High has the football in Liberal territory at the 45-yard line. They lived in Great Bend territory for their starting position last week. Back at quarterback, Dylan Dreiling. Behind him, Roy Maroney. Turn, handoff to Roy. They'll test the right side and get lit up. Loss of yardage on the play taken by Tristan Juarez, the linebacker. Loss of 2 on first down.
Yeah, one name you will not hear tonight on the Hayes High Indian offense is Jaron Kanek. They are missing him tonight because of a foot injury from last week's game. Coach Crow said he could have gone, but he's sitting this one out.
This was playoffs or a Week 9 game. He is definitely playing. Second down and 12 from the 47. It's a screen near side. Jordan Dale with the catch. Makes a man miss. 45-40. He is up the left sideline. 20, 10, 5. Pushed in the back. Touchdown. Hayes High Indians. Last week it was with his legs out of the quarterback position. Tonight it's with his legs as a wide receiver. Jordan Dale into the end zone from 47 yards out. And Hayes High, after 3 offensive plays in the game total, have a 6-0 lead.
Jordan took a great quick step to get the defender to shift his hips and get off center so he can go right back. Reminiscent perfect of last week for Jordan Dale.
And Dreiling right on target with the pass. That was a blitz by Liberal, and the Indians picked it up quick. And Hayes High quickly to the lead. Fields 5 for 5 on extra points a week ago. Really kicked well towards the end of the game. This extra point on the way. It splits the uprights. And Jack now on the year is 7 for 9, and he's made his last 6 kicks over the last 5 quarters. 11:06 to go. Quarter number 1. Hayes High with the 7-0 lead.
Well, and you kind of mentioned it. Jack there for a while was having to almost chip it over the bar. If you think of a real high chip shot in golf, he's going up high. Now he's kind of putting it on a line drive, kind of kicking it like he's supposed to. Starting to look really good for this Hayes High Indian team.
Dreiling to Dale for the 47-yard touchdown.
Now, one thing Hayes High is going to have to watch out for here is in the opening kickoff, they over-pursued on that runner, and they could have had him stopped around the 15, but instead he got around the edge and got right by him, and Jack had to stop him out here around the 40.
So Hayes High now for their season, which is 2 games and a minute. Jordan Dale has the 2 longest runs of the year and 4 of the 5 longest. He has the longest pass completion as a quarterback last week to Kiefer for 65 yards. He now has the 2nd longest pass completion as a wide receiver.
You think Tony Crow's starting to think that, hey, maybe he's got an untapped weapon here?
He made 1 jab step to the right and left the Liberal player standing, and Hayes High leads 7-0, 11:06 to go first quarter. Great start for Hayes High, and Fields, whose last kick landed at the 10 and then bounced in the air, will get a little bit more air under this one. Staten will return from the 10 where he picks it out of the air. Goes to the right side where Dale was there. Gets hit by Hazelhorst and Crane across the 30. We already passed the top of the hour, but we have the opportunity now. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification.
This is the Hayes High Sports Network, streaming made possible by Coldwell Banker Executive Realty. Let the biggest real estate team in Hayes find your next home.
Liberal will be starting at their own 33-yard line. 1 play, and they fumbled the ball the first possession. 74 degrees, even though in the press box it is much, much cooler than that. Already seeing a few folks with jackets on this evening. Clear sky except for that haze from the western wildfires. Kerr at quarterback hands it off. It's going to be Hazelhorst jumping on the back of the running back, maybe back to the line of scrimmage for Liberals. We'll see who they gave the ball to that time. And it is a different running back. It is fullback Hunter Husky in to take that carry. Now he heads out of the game. No gain on the play.
When you mentioned that was Hazelhorse, it may have been the entire Hayes High Indian team in on that tackle. They brought some heat there and put a stop to it.
No gain, still at the 33-yard line. Kerr out of the shotgun, wide receivers, 2 to each side. Rolls out to his right, looks down the field. It is caught in a huge hit put on by the Hayes High Indians. Hunter Harris holding on to the football as Jalen Staten. How he held on, I have no clue. Catch complete at the 38, gain of 5.
Hunter has a tendency to play much, much bigger than what he actually is physically. You look at him, and there's no way he should be putting a hit on like that on a kid, but, man, he has some heart and some intensity.
Jalen Staten's second catch of the year, 3rd and 5 for the Redskins from the 38-yard line. Left to right on their second possession, 7-0 Hayes High. Indians with the intensity early on. 3 wide receivers left. Kerr rolls that way. Hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. Diving and making the breakup of the potential catch is Tucker Veach. 3 and out for the Liberal Redskins. The safety comes up, and the senior on senior night, the first home game of the year, bats it down to the grounds.
Yeah, that's one of those reads where it's either make or break. Had he missed it and the receiver caught it, the receiver was gone for 6. But fortunately, Tucker has some experience senior night playing on opening night. Great breakup.
Now you have to watch the kicker, Malcolm Wiltshire, who is a wide receiver, has some speed. He's considered the team's best athlete. Back to return the punt is going to be Veach. Remember, no Jaron Canick tonight. The Indians playing a safety return, and this is a bad punt. This goes off the side of the foot of Wiltshire, then gets a pretty good liberal roll to the 32-yard line. A punt of 30 yards, no return.
Yeah, Logan Casper came blowing through the line there. He went through almost untouched and almost got a hand on it. He rushed that punt, and it's working out real well for this offense.
Well, Hayes High went 2 plays, scored a touchdown on their first drive of the game. See what they have up their sleeve for drive number 2 from their own 32-yard line. 7-0 on a Jordan Dale 47-yard touchdown reception. Split wide receivers. Maroney bounces to the right side on the side of the tight end. Hand off to Maroney. Dances to his left. Stiff arm to the 35-yard line and swung out of bounds before he can get to the 35 at the 34. Hayes High trying to get to the outside. Liberal having none of it. And their pursuit to the outside so far has been very good.
You know, the one thing that we really like to see out of Maroney right there is that he just kept his feet driving. He didn't get up on he didn't give up on first contact. He kept driving forward. That's something that he's maturing in. He's only going to get better with.
They did give Maroney the 35. 2 wide receivers right, tight end right is Bryce Salmons. Pass to the right side, caught by Dale. Tries to stretch to the 40. Gain of 5. 3rd and 2 for the Indians, who only faced 3rd down 5 times a week ago.
Well, and 3rd down has been kind of their Achilles heel for the last 2 seasons. They need to get over this hump of not being able to convert these 3rd downs.
This is 3rd and short, 3rd and 2 from the 40. Both pass completions from Dreiling have gone to Dale. Indians quickly to the line of scrimmage. Liberal shows blitz. They bring the blitz. Quick pass left. It's low, but it's picked up by Kiefer. First down following the block of Dale. Near midfield, pushed out of bounds by one of the defensive backs for Liberal up at the 48-yard line. Gain of 8 on the screen and a first down.
Give the offensive line some credit for that one. That play took a little bit of time to develop and to give Dylan Dreiling the time he needed because he turned to look at Roy Maroney, then he turned opposite field and made that completion.
Indians approaching midfield on the right hash at the 48-yard line. Maroney to the right of Dreiling. And then now Carson Kiefer is in off of the tight end, off the left hip of Bryce Salmons for this 1st and 10 play. Liberal backs out of the blitz. It's that belly option read. Gives to Maroney. Reverses course. He's at the 45-yard line of Liberal. 40-yard line up the right sideline. 30 and gets taken down. Well, taken down would be a strong word because the defender tried to, and Maroney just ran right through the arm tackle, but he danced on the sideline and out of bounds.
Well, I'm not so sure that defender didn't just give up that tackle because he got that hand inside the shoulder pads of Roy Maroney, which would have added another 15 yards to the end of that run.
23 yards on the run for Maroney, who last week approached 100. He's at 174 yards in 2 games. He toted the ball last week for 18 carries, a career high for 98 yards. Shotgun, turn, hand off to Maroney. Maroney sidesteps a defender. Great little slide step to get himself across the 30 to the 29-yard line.
Yeah, he saw that hole at the offensive line. This offensive line is starting to come together, and they're starting to play pretty decently. First game against Goddard Eisenhower, they were poor. They did not play well, but the last couple of weeks, they've done a nice job of coming together and giving the running back some holes.
I said that last run was 23, was 18 yards. 5 more on the run, does get it to the 29-yard line. Second down, Dale in at quarterback. He'll do that belly option read, and it's read by Liberal. The running back was actually Dylan Dreiling, and it's a gain, maybe nothing. Yep, nothing to the 29-yard line.
Yeah, that's reminiscent of last week. You got to believe Liberal learned it too, just like everybody else, that Jordan Dale can run when given the option.
Well, what surprised me last week is that just nobody had the responsibility of just hit number 8 every time he has the ball. 7.5 to go first quarter. Indians driving, and now a flag and offside on Liberal. This is 3rd and 5. The officials will have to check it out, but this may be enough for a first down. Liberal lined up in the neutral zone.
Yeah, that's one of those.
Wow.
That's one of those penalties you just can't have.
Well, and when you're down 7-0 and you're struggling on a 9-game losing streak, and so Hays High does not face 3rd and 5. Instead, they get 1st and 10, 3 yards to the 24-yard line. 2 wide receivers right. Keller, the lone wide receiver left. In motion, Dale. Play action pass. Looking over the middle. Wide open. Salmons overshot and incomplete. There is a flag on the play. Oh, Dreiling had Salmons wide open behind the defense. The tight end beat everybody, but an illegal shift on the Hays High Indians anyway. Now, Liberal, what do they choose? 2nd and 10 or 1st and 15? Looks like they will back up the Hays High Indians. So the two teams trade penalties. Instead of 3rd and 5, it became 1st and 10. Now the Indians give the penalty back, and it's 1st and 15, and we're all back at the 29-yard line.
Something we'd like to see this week is the cut down on penalties. They were able to reduce them last week from week 1 to week 2. Now clean it up a little bit for week 3.
7th play of this drive from the 29-yard line. Maroney dances up to the left of Dreiling. Straight quarterback keep at the 29, and just right behind that offensive line, the left side of Ashton Thomas and Carson Russell driving the Liberal Redskins backwards to the 21-yard line for a gain of 8.
And Dylan Dreiling doing a nice job of dropping his shoulders. If the Tennessee baseball coaches are watching, he did not do that.
Dylan Dreiling missed last week because of a stomach ailment. Hays High quickly back to the line of scrimmage. Now we'll check the sideline. 3 wide receivers to the left side. Keller, Dale, Kiefer. Kiefer closest to Ashton Thomas, the left tackle. Shotgun, play action pass. Dreiling looking for the end zone. Throws over the head and incomplete. Had Dale behind the defense. Dale also needed to run that post a little bit more down the field. It would have had a better shot. Dreiling was getting hit as he threw. 3rd and 7 for the Hays High Indians. First incomplete pass officially for Dylan Dreiling.
Well, if Dylan would have taken one more read, he would have seen Bryce Salmons once again behind that defense. That's something to keep an eye on. Bryce Salmons could have a huge game if they can find him.
Starting offensive line, Ashton Thomas, left tackle, left guard, Carson Russell, Remington Cox at center, Gavin Nutting, right guard, Grayson Walburn, right tackle. Chance Salmons, the tight end, to the right. 3rd down and 7. Play action. They give it to Maroney. Maroney dances to the right, gets to the first down inside the 15-yard line. Boy, he used just a little bit of a jab step to the left, if you will, and then bounced it immediately out to the right, and it gives Hays High a first down run as they attack the right side of the defense.
That's about the 3rd time we've seen Roy Maroney really have some good, nice, crisp footwork, something we haven't seen a whole lot out of Roy yet this season.
8 yards on the run, and the Indians get into the red zone for the first time tonight. Hays High this year in the red zone, 2 for 4. Play action pass. Dreiling, scrambling, trying to get loose, gets sacked. Now he loses the football, and Liberal's going to recover, or did they call down by contact? They did. And Hays High will lose yardage back to the 20, a loss of 7 on the sack.
Yeah, that's a good call. He was down, but knee was down before the ball hit the turf. That's a great spot by the officials.
6 minutes to go, first quarter. Hays scored on their second play of the game after picking up a Liberal fumble. Dreiling to Dale, but now the Indians on a long drive back at the 20 for 2nd down and about 17. They need to get to the 3 for a first down. 2 wide receivers left, Dale and Kiefer. Dreiling looks that way, rolls that way, steps up into the pocket, now fires for the corner of the end zone for Dale, and it is incomplete, just over the head of Dale. The 2 number 8s collide in the back of the end zone. Dale for Hayes High, Wiltshire for the Liberal Redskins, and it's second, make that 3rd down and 17 for the Hayes High Indians.
Boy, Roy Maroney did a great job of throwing a block on the defensive end that came around and then holding that block and allowing that play to develop and at least giving it a chance.
Kyler Beckman comes in for Dale at that cornerback, at that wide receiver spot, and Dale's on the sideline getting checked out by the trainer. Well, Hayes High does not need any more injuries. Maroney dances to the left of Dreiling. Dreiling is going to keep. It's hit to the left side. He gets tripped up, stays on his feet at the 15, gets hit again, and goes down at the 15-yard line. Gets about 5. The Indians needed 17. And will Jack Fields get to attempt his first field goal of the year and his career? As of yet, no. 5:10 to go first quarter. Hayes High with the 7-0 lead, and Indians signaling in the play, still 18 on the play clock. 4th down and 11 for Hayes High if they run this play. Play clock at 10. Dreiling attends to the center. Maroney to his right. 2 wide receivers that way. Indians will go for it. Screen to the near side for Kiefer. Kiefer makes the catch. He's at the 11 and will get nowhere close, and the Indians will lose the ball on downs, picking up 5 yards and they needed about 11.
You know, the one good thing about that was a nice, long, sustained drive. Something we haven't seen out of the Hayes High Indians this year. They put it together, marched down the field. Wish it would have ended in a score, but that is something to build on.
Thought we might see Jack Fields' first field goal attempt of his career. Hayes High loses the ball on downs after, you mentioned, a long series.
That went about 4.5 minutes. They ran some good clock out.
That was a 13-play drive. Now Liberal starts at their own 11-yard line. It's a handoff, and hit immediately in the backfield is Easton Zapian. He'll lose a yard back to the 11, and take your pick of guys in the backfield.
I think he got sandwiched between Trey Adams and Gavin Hazelhorse. He has got to be hurting on that one.
Liberal went 7 yards on their first series and fumbled. Went 5 yards in 3 plays on their second series. 4:15 to go first quarter. Hayes High used that first fumble to turn into a 47-yard pass for a touchdown. Indians, 4-down linemen, 4-2-5 defense. Zerr claps his hands. It's a straight run left side. Kerr, keeps and feels the wrath of middle linebacker Gavin Myers. Plants him into the turf for a short gain of 3 yards to the 13.
I cannot count how many times this week I had a conversation with people about being able to hear Gavin Myers hit on the kickoff last week. I think we felt the aftershock of that one.
3 wide receivers to the right side for Kerr. Liberal 0 for 1 on 3rd down, and they have their right guard jump. That is Deshaun Miller. Stepped backwards. He stepped backwards because there was a big dude wearing number 40, Gavin Myers, bearing down on him in a blitz formation.
Yeah, I don't think anybody can get mad at him for that after he sees what...
They did call the penalty against the Hayes High Indians. Apparently, Gavin got into the neutral zone. So Hayes High gives up 5 yards and turns 3rd and 8 into 3rd and 3 for Liberal. 3 wide receivers to the right. Staten in the slot closest to the line of scrimmage. Roll out for Kerr under some immediate pressure, looking down the field. He throws. It is going to be, the official says, caught at the 29-yard line. Indians maybe gave a little bit too much cushion on that one, and Liberal converts on what should have been 3rd and 8, turns into 3rd and 3, and picks up 11 yards.
Yeah, that's one of those mental mistakes that we talked about, because it's almost like Hunter Harris just kind of watched that completion happen, and was just content to push him out of bounds instead of trying to break it up.
Wiltshire with his 5th catch of the season, first of the night. Liberal with their first down. 3:15 to go, first quarter. Handoff to Zapian, gets hit once, twice, stays on his feet. Now Crane literally jumps on his back and makes the tackle after a gain of 1 to the 30, and a penalty flag has come down on the field.
I'm not sure what this is going to be. Face mask.
This is kind of what happened last week after Hayes High got up 22-0 against Great Bend, but it's only 7-0, 3:06 to go first quarter, and Hayes High maybe a little lackadaisical here on the defensive side. Another penalty.
Well, and up until this drive, Liberal hasn't moved the ball at all. 12 total yards. Now Hayes High is kind of letting them creep back into this thing.
1st and 5 after the penalty. This from the 35-yard line. Shotgun formation, and sacked is going to be Kerr. It is a sack for senior Gavin Hazelhorst. His 3rd sack of the season. This one all the way back at the 25-yard line. A loss of 10 on the sack.
Well, he's so quick and so strong. He blew through 2 blocks in order to get back there to the quarterback. They just were unable to even slow him down.
The sack turns it into 2nd and about 14. Hazelhorst does not project as a defensive end in college. Can you imagine what he does with a running start as a linebacker? 2 left, 2 right for Kerr, who just got sacked. Rolls out to his right. Hazelhorst on him, gets hit as he throws, just chucks it up in the air. It's going to be caught by Wiltshire. Indians lost track of the football, and Liberal with a big gain into Hayes High territory at the 34-yard line.
Yeah, that's one of those things that he just threw up a hope and a prayer, because he had Gavin Hazelhorst and Trey Adams barreling down on him, and there's that secondary that's kind of riddled with injuries right now, not having Remy Stoll, not having Dawson Von Felt, and unfortunately the inexperience came back to bite him right there.
41 yards for Liberal to the 34-yard line, and what turned out as an easy start to the Indians. Liberal has a chance to tie this up with 90 seconds to go in quarter number 1. A blocking back to the left for Kerr. Indians bring a blitz. Handoff to Zapian, gets by the first guy, and Bill Scott stops what might have been a touchdown up the middle of the Indian defense at the 28-yard line, gain of 6.
You know, on special teams and on defense, we're starting to see a whole lot of missed tackles from this Hayes High Indian team. You got to wonder if they were looking ahead a little bit. They need to get their head back in this game and play this game and not look up to next week.
Minute to go, first quarter. Liberal driving after getting shut down on their first 2 series of 1 play fumble, 3 plays, and a punt. Option play left. It's going to be Kerr tossing it late, and right on the scene is Brett Orth coming up big back at the 30-yard line. They'll give Zapian maybe the 29, a favorable spot at the 28 for no gain.
He did a great job, Brett Orth did, of staying in his lane. It would have been so easy to get baited into coming into that, and then that option would have gone right around him. It's a great job by that young man.
Liberal 3rd and 4. Brett got his first interception of his career last week in Great Bend. Wiltshire along with State and the 2 speedsters to the left for this 3rd down play. Izzy Garcia Rotolo is the lone wide receiver to the right, where the blocking back is as well. Kerr turns, hands off to Zapian, and almost taking the handoff is Gavin Hazelhorst, who maybe they forgot to block. I don't know, but they end up losing 6 yards on the play.
You hit it. He almost took the handoff right here. If they can get a stop on this 4th down and not give Liberal any confidence, this would be huge considering how disastrous this has been for the Hayes High Indians so far.
Well, there are stat-stuffing games for offensive guys usually. This is turning into a stat-stuffing game for Gavin Hazelhorst, and Liberal can take this down to the end of the first quarter. That's exactly what they'll do, facing 4th and 9 following this timeout. After 1 quarter, Hayes High on a touchdown pass from Dreiling into the hands of Jordan Dale leads 7-0 on the Hayes High Sports Network.
M&D Excavating, Incorporated, serving the Hayes area since 1979. Jeter Law Firm, proud to support student athletes, partners you can rely on. Shelter Insurance, Dustin Shoemaker. Compare your coverage today at CompareMyCoverage.com. Discount Siding. New siding, energy-efficient windows and doors, vinyl fencing, and other exterior home products. Improve the beauty and energy efficiency of your home. Click on DiscountSiding.net. Paul Wurtenberger Construction, building Northwest Kansas dreams since 1983. State Glass Company, locally owned and operated since 1948. 5th and Main, downtown Hayes. Adams, Brown, Barron, and Ball, your trusted advisors providing you with commitment, experience, and integrity. Gibbs Auto Supply, over 200,000 parts and accessories and great staff to take care of you in Hayes and La Crosse.
Play number 9 of the series coming up for the Liberal Redskins. They have 4th down and 9. 5 yards on the loss on the run by Zapian prior to that. Gavin Hazelhorst, first quarter, tackle for loss, sack, fumble recovery. Second quarter begins, Hayes High leading by a touchdown. Liberal has 4th down and 9 from the Hayes High side of the field. Immediately under pressure, throws for the end zone and way overthrows intended receiver Izzy Rotolo Garcia. Maybe Kerr with some jittery feet. He had time to throw, did not need to get rid of that football, but hailed it for the end zone, and Hayes High holds on downs, still leading 7-0 after that 9-play drive by the Redskins.
Well, that's got to be a result of all the hits that he has taken and as quick as Gavin Hazelhorst's gotten in the backfield, because Bill Scott was coming, flying on that backside and out of the corner of his eye. I think Kerr saw him and knew he had to get rid of it.
Hayes High went 2 plays, scored a touchdown on their opening drive. Their second drive, 13 plays, but did not score and lost the ball on downs in the red zone. Dalen Swartzen is wide receiver for the first time. Snap, back to Dreiling, handoff Maroney, big hole 40, right sideline 45, still on his feet 50, in Liberal territory 40, and ushered out of bounds by 3 Liberal Redskins at the 32-yard line as he followed a big train on the right side for the first down.
Yeah, give Carson Kiefer some credit for throwing a huge block and allowing Roy Maroney to get about 10 extra yards. And Roy did a great job of being patient and letting Carson throw that block. We're starting to see some maturity out of some of these players that we've been waiting so long to see.
35 yards on the run. Well, don't forget also you get the jamboree that didn't get on. The summer 7-on-7s didn't happen. The scrimmages didn't happen. So all those things that normally would have happened, maybe all these are in game 1. Handoff Maroney, tests the right side, stumbles on the turf and goes down right about the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I think his cleat just got caught, and luckily he gets up clean. He's not limping or anything, no injury there. That's a good one to escape with. 2nd
and 10 from the just shy of the 32-yard line. Maroney near 100 yards a week ago, did have a touchdown, but it was called back on a penalty. Swartz and Dale, wide receivers to the left. Tight end right, Salmons. Wide receiver right, Kiefer for 2nd and 10. Liberal brings a blitz right up the middle. Dreiling reads, play action, caught by Dale as he goes up high and holds on to the football as he's slung down to the turf. Forward progress will take him to the 25-yard line, gain of 7.
That was a great route run by Dale. He went and just a little hook route, got his defender off his feet. Great timing on that throw. Easy completion.
3rd catch for Dale for 59 yards. Dreiling now 5 for 7, 71 yards and a score. 3rd down for Hayes High. This will be 3rd and we'll call it 4 yards. Hayes High is 2 for 3 on 3rd down tonight. They've converted 3rd and 2, 3rd and 5, or excuse me, 3rd and 7, then did not convert 3rd and 17. 2 left, 1 right on this 3rd down play. Option right. It's going to be bobbled by Maroney, picks it up and can't get to the outside. Hayes High's tried to run that twice and it has not worked. Tackle for loss for Tristan Juarez. Indians will lose yardage. 3 yards on the play back to the 28-yard line.
Yeah, there were a couple. They brought over Salmons as an extra defender, and one of the Hayes High linemen slid over, but they both missed that block on Liberal, and unfortunately, it's a loss of yardage here.
2 minutes into the second quarter, Hayes up 7-0. Now have to go for it on 4th down again. 4th and 6. They had 4th and 11 earlier, did not convert. Tight end left, play action pass, looking to the right side, Kiefer, and it's a ball underthrown. Indians lose the ball on downs for a second possession. Indian football brought to you by Next Tech. Midwest Energy, Gibbs Auto Supply, Steel Fabrications, and Heartland Building Center.
Well, as good as the last two drives have looked, they've got to find a way to complete them, to finish them off with some points. And this is a game where they should be learning to do this, because next week they have a huge test against Garden City. And so they've got to focus in on this game and score these points when they should.
The Hayes High Indians go 6 plays and lose the ball on downs. 7-0 first quarter. Feel like Hayes High has controlled the game, and you look up on the scoreboard and realize that a Liberal team with a lot of speed at the wide receiver position is a touchdown away from a tie. It's been a close game the last 2 years. Kerr has 3 wide receivers to the right. Indians bring an edge blitz. Kerr in some trouble, gets out of one attempted sack and does not on the others. Crane is the one that caused the disruption. Dalton Dale, I think, is the one that ended up on top of the quarterback for a second sack of Shea Kerr.
Yeah, sometimes those guys that just simply disrupt the play don't get enough credit. But Crane got in the backfield there and really slowed it down and allowed his teammates to get the stats.
Loss of 6 on the sack. And it'll be 2nd down and 16 from the 22-yard line. Liberal right to left. We'll get to your uniform update following this play. Shotgun for Kerr. Slaps his hands. Indians don't bite. It's going to be an option play to the right. Zapian gets to the edge. He gets taken down by Gavin Myers at the 25-yard line. Was not going to get away from Gavin. A gain of 3 by Zapian. Liberal dressed in their road white uniforms. Black pants, red numbers, red lettering, black helmet. Hayes High sporting the home maroons for the first time this year. Bright yellow gold numbers, white helmet with the spear on the side. Uniform update brought to you by Phase 2. Big thanks to Phase 2 for providing game day apparel for our broadcast. Yes, including the masks that we use during the game to broadcast. 3rd down for Liberal. Straight drop for Kerr. Throws to the sideline. Overthrows his intended receiver. Closest there was Brett Orth. And if he gets there, it's a pick 6, 3 and out for Liberal. But Kerr had all day to throw on that one.
Big Trey Adams pushed his defender back, and as soon as Kerr went back to throw, he jumped. Kerr couldn't even see the receiver there. Big Trey Adams disrupting this drive even without hitting him.
Well, I can tell you that Dylan Dreiling knows all about that. There was a practice where Adams batted down about 4 consecutive passes, and sometimes you just put your hands up, because what else do you do when that's facing you? Wiltshire to punt. His first one went for 30. Veach to field at the 42-yard line. Right side return, 50. On his feet, 45 in Liberal territory. Flag on the play will bring this back as Veach is on his feet at the 30, but this will be brought back.
Yeah, they've got 2 flags on the play, and there's probably going to be a block in the back for at least one of them. I thought I saw 2, and I thought they got away with it for just a second, but then the referee on about the 30-yard line came throwing that flag in from 20 yards away. They've been working out.
33 yards on the punt, 27 on the return, but the flag occurred about 8 yards into the return, and it was an obvious block in the back. 8:04 to go first half. Hayes High up 7-0. Join us for our USD 489 halftime show. Hayes High's golf program is our spotlight. They have won 3 of the first 4 tournaments they've been at and already have a 5-point lead in the Western Athletic Conference standings with 1 tournament to go. That is the Indians' 4th penalty of the first half. Now for 25 yards, and instead of the ball at the 30, they have the ball at their own 40-yard line. It goes down as a 10-yard loss. It's really a loss of 30. Turn and hand off Maroney. Test right side 40. 45-yard line. Gets a block from Dale at the 50 and goes out of bounds, and he may have just pulled his hamstring. Roy Maroney goes limping out at the 44-yard line. Boy, Hayes High could not afford any more injuries. And right now, that's exactly what they just got after the gain of 16 by Maroney, who was already up to 80 yards.
Well, and that is such a shame. He hit that hole, and he hit another gear so quick through it. But now he is sitting on the bench with the trainer coming to look at him.
You hope that that's a cramp. You hope that's a cramp. 2 wide receivers left for Dreiling. Swartz to the right. And now is Dale at quarterback. Dreiling is the running back. Dale keeps up the middle. 30, 25, 20. Gets taken down in the red zone at the 15-yard line. A gain of 19 yards for Dale, who was at quarterback.
Yeah, that's one of those plays that you knew it was going to come. With as much success as he had running the ball last week, there was no way they could just simply let it go. They had to find a way to work it into the game plan.
Check that, 29 yards on the run. Indians in the red zone. So the Indians have to go with the package that they have worked on this week. Dale is the quarterback, and Dreiling becomes the running back to the left of Dale. 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line. Snap back, hand off to Dreiling. Goes to the right side, cuts back at the 15, at the 10, at the 5. Touchdown, Hays High Indians! Dylan Dreiling as the running back cuts into the end zone, and Hays High leads 13-0, 7:18 to go, second quarter.
Yeah, you got to believe that this is something that we've seen coming for some time now. We started to see his running ability start to develop towards the end of last year, and with Jordan Dale playing as well as he did, putting Dylan Dreiling back at that running back and running the way he did gives them a whole nother option, a whole nother look that they don't expect.
3 plays and a touchdown, and the Hays High Indians gallop into the end zone. Roy Maroney injured 2 plays prior after getting the ball 16 yards down the field. Jack Fields' extra point is on the way, heading left, but up through the upright, and Hays High leads 14-0, 7:18 to go in quarter number 2.
Well, we'll see here if Hays High can really put the hammer down on Liberal and not let them gain some momentum and crawl back into this game, put a stop to anything that Liberal has going. Right now, they're stretching Roy out. It almost looks like it might have been a cramp, but you just never know.
That's what you hope that it is. Indian football is brought to you by Hayes Kalon, Discount Siding, Hays High Athletic Booster Club, and Shelter Insurance agent Dustin Shoemaker. You talked about in the pregame the injuries Hays High is already suffering. Of course, Jaron Kanik out of the game tonight because of that foot and ankle injury from last week. He's pacing the sideline. Dawson Von Felt out with a concussion that he received when he got hit by Gavin Myers on a kickoff return. The Indians are also without a couple more players that are questionable for tonight as well. And now you got Maroney, last week Dreiling. You start to pile these injuries up, and it happens in a hurry.
Remy Stoll's missing.
Remy Stoll's out tonight, that's right.
And those are 2 big key pieces for that defensive back for the Hays High.
So the Indians have 2 Dreiling touchdowns. One a pass to Dale, and then Dale handed off to Dreiling, and Dreiling, as the running back, got into the end zone. He's never played running back before, at least not to my knowledge. The kickoff by Fields, high and short. Ball is going to be caught by an up back at the 23, gets to the 30, 35, and Dale rips the ball loose, and it's on the ground. Dalton Dale is the one that forced it loose, and Hays High has the football back. I failed to see who got up off the ground with it. A Liberal Redskin ended up with the ball, and Liberal has the football. Hays High comes out onto the field. It ended up being for Liberal Eric Sandoval that came up with it. Boy, even when the officials, I thought, pointed towards Hays High, but apparently he was buying the Hays High defensive hype. Dalton Dale forced it free, but the Indians could not recover.
Yeah, I thought for sure that they had that ball, but I sure don't.
It'll be Liberal football starting at their own 37-yard line. Liberal has gone 1, 3, 9, and 3 plays on their drives, resulting in a fumble, punt, turnover on downs, and punt. Everybody bunched in, 2-by-2 receivers on each side, stacked outside of the tackles. Kerr at quarterback is going to run an option right side, pitches it late to Zapien, catches the corner, 40-yard line, and gets ushered out of bounds in the Liberal sideline near the 42. Where do they say he stepped out? Right on the 40-yard line, gain of 3 yards. That was a lot of running for 3 yards.
Yeah, this is something we talked about beforehand, that this is what Liberal likes to do, get it out around that end, and those defensive backs and the inexperienced defensive backs for Hays High, they're going to have to step up and come up with a stop to those runs.
In 2 games, Hays High has allowed 107 yards rushing. Tonight they have allowed 13 in the first half. Run defense has been stout. 2 right, 2 left for Kerr. Now they're spread out. Ball on the right hash. Indians up by 2 scores, 7 minutes to go in the first half. Handoff, Zapien up the middle, gaping hole near a first down is Zapien at the 46. It's a gain of 6.
Yeah, that was Carson Spray on the tackle. That young man had a great start. No, excuse me, Gavin Nutting on the tackle on that one.
So 3rd and 1 for Liberal. They are 1 for 4 on 3rd down tonight. This would be their shortest conversion attempt of the evening. A Dreiling touchdown pass to Dale. A Dreiling run as the running back, with Dale the quarterback, have Hays High up 14-0. 6.5 to go before halftime. 2 right, 2 left. The Indians' season a home opener. Man in motion is Garcia Rotolo, puts 3 wide receivers to the right. Handoff Zapien up the middle, gets the first down. That was a power running play. Zapien, who's 155 pounds, ran much larger than that to the 48.
Yeah, Gavin Nutting once again there for the stop. Thought he might be able to drive him back, but unfortunately let him get just enough for that first down.
Riding the legs of Zapien for 3 plays, gaining 11 yards to the 48-yard line. This series starting after Hays High thought they recovered a kickoff fumble caused by Dalton Dale. 2 right, 2 left, but again bunched on each side just outside of the tackles. Kerr at the quarterback spot, slaps his hands once, twice, now takes the snap. Quarterback keeper to the right, and he's pushed out of bounds. He wanted no part of the bandit backer Bill Scott barreling down on him, and he just ran out of bounds for a loss of 2 yards at the 46.
Yeah, Bill made a great read from the beginning of that play. He knew exactly where he was going, got there in a hurry, and made him lose some serious yards.
First tackle for loss in Bill Scott's career, the 186-pound senior. Yeah, Kerr never looked to cut it up. That was a, nope, I am living for another play, and it's not going to be this one.
And it probably smart with as hard as some of these kids have been hit already tonight. This Hays High defense is just drilling people. They are on a mission.
The clock stopped. Liberal is going to take a timeout with the play clock down to 2. Right away, Jason Dunlap went over to the official after that play and must have told him that just immediately, because nobody even moved for the official away from Coach Jason Dunlap, who's in his 4th year, 9-19. His son, Cyrus Dunlap, is now at Fort Hays State University to play football. An excellent runner, great baseball player, but decided that he wanted the chance to play football and will do so for Chris Brown whenever that resumes. Certainly mixed emotions coming here to Lewis Field Stadium tonight. Hays High not playing at home yet this year. Pretty good crowd in attendance tonight to see the 2-0 Indians, but knowing that there's no Fort Hays football, knowing there's not 6,000 people waiting to storm the stadium tomorrow, certainly mixed emotions tonight.
There may not be 6,000, but we are storming it tomorrow for my son's 6th grade football.
Good luck to the Oilers. 2nd and 12 from their own 46 for Liberal. Hays High defense has really allowed only 1 drive, and part of that was a 41-yard pass play. Kerr slaps his hands. Time to throw. Now flushed out to his left. Looking down the field. Now wanting to run. Tucks gets up the sideline and gets hit hard on the sideline. Wow, what a hit by Logan Casper. And now a flag comes in. The official was going to let it stand, the one that was right by the tackle, and now the white hat throws his flag way late. Personal foul. The Indians' 5th penalty, and the coaching staff talking to the official that was closest to the play and say, if you didn't throw it, why is it a penalty? And I think that's the question. It's not the question of what did each official see, but why did one call it well after the play when the first official had no intention on throwing that flag?
Yeah, because the first official was within feet of that hit. He saw exactly where they were at. Now, could it have been a personal foul? Yeah, probably. He hit him, but it wasn't the back official's call to make.
So Kerr will pick up 5 yards on the run, then get 15 yards to the Indian 34-yard line. Zapien keeps it. He is going to get to the 5, and Gavin Hazelhorst, the defensive end, has to take him down at the 3. Zapien with a 30-yard run. Hays High Indian penalties are helping out. That's an extra 15 yards, and the Liberal Redskins into the red zone for the first time tonight. Indian defense has turned away 4 of 6 chances for defenses to score, but this is 1st and goal from the 3 for Liberal.
Well, and the Hays High Indians just look very lackadaisical on that last play. It's almost like they knew that they should be dominating this Liberal offense, and so they're only coming out with about 50% of energy for most of them, except for old Gavin Hazelhorst, who ran about 75 yards to track that play down.
He was the defensive end on the opposite side of the field. 2 blocking backs for whistles. all over the fields. It was going to be Alex Esparza, the linebacker who played some fullback last year, lining up as the running back. And I think Liberal is the one that called the timeout because they didn't have what they wanted lined up correctly.
And I may be wrong, but we were talking about Esparza may have been the one that got stopped on the 2-point conversion last year that allowed Hayes High the victory.
He was the fullback that just punched it in on 2 plays. He went 5 yards to the 5 yards into the end zone. Then Liberal down 13-12 decided to go for 2, and they were stopped trying to bounce it out to the left side. So Hayes High, after allowing a conversion on 3rd down, then a penalty of 15 yards, Esparza in the backfield with Zapien. The big 210-pound linebacker keeps the ball, tries the right side, gets hit. Is he getting in? The officials look, touchdown. And it's a one-score game with 5:18 to go. And half number 1, Indians had control at 14-0, but Liberal hanging around in this ball game.
We just had a feeling that at some point that was going to happen because the last series, the Hayes High Indian defense let some things happen that shouldn't have happened. 41-yard pass play penalties. This series we see some penalties, some plays that shouldn't have happened. It was only a matter of time before Liberal punches it in and really keeps it a game.
2 minutes after Hayes High takes the lead at 14-0, Liberal having all kinds of issues. Play clock down to 15. They spread everybody out. It's like a double swinging gate type of look, if you will. And Brooks Kappelman is the holder. He's in the quarterback position, and I think Hayes High is going to take a timeout in this situation. There's 4 guys lined up off the ball to the right, 2 guys at the line of scrimmage. Brooks Kappelman, the holder, is standing as a quarterback. He is the backup quarterback. And then 3 guys off to the left, and Hayes High wanted none of that. By the way, Brooks Kappelman is the freshman son of our good friend Brock Kappelman, the play-by-play guy, longtime play-by-play guy for the Liberal Redskins. And Brock and I have been trading stories over the last decade and a half or so, and I asked him how weird was it to sit and call his own son in the game last week when he got in, and he goes, it's less nerve-wracking than when your son is just playing and you're watching the game like in a junior high contest. So he said the microphone probably did him some good. And now Liberal, after all of this, decides to line up for the extra point. And the kicker is Aiden Schwint, the freshman. Freshman holder Brooks Kappelman. Kick is up. It is good. And it's 14-7, and we got a ball game with 5:14 to go in quarter number 2.
Yeah, that double swinging gate formation, it's not something they're going to snap the ball out of usually. I love listening to the Pat McAfee show, and he talks about a play like that where they weren't supposed to snap the ball, but there was some serious miscommunication. They snapped it. Worst fake in NFL history, and you got to listen to it. It's an awesome interview with him.
Hayes High, a 15-yard penalty, set up a 30-yard run that then set up the touchdown by Esparza. And the Indians lead 14-7. They do get the ball to start quarter number 3 when that eventually gets there, but there's still 5:14 to go here in quarter 2. Indian football brought to you by USD 489, High Plains Roofing, State Glass Company. Liberal has 2 open weeks on their schedule. One of them was supposed to be next week. They filled that with what everybody thought was a game in Coffeyville, 5.5 hours away. Turns out, at the last minute, that is going to be a game against Ulysses, 50 miles away. Tucker Veach, and that is going to be Dale back, Jordan Dale back to return the kick. Roy Maroney, you remember, was having some issues with his leg, is not in to return the kick. The kickoff straight down the middle, but about 10 feet off the ground. Taken by Wyatt Crane, one of the upbacks at the 20, gets up to the 24-yard line, and Hayes High will have some of their worst starting field position of the night, leading 14-7. And what do we do at the quarterback position? Dale was the quarterback, on the last few plays with Roy Maroney out of the game at the running back position. Dale looks like will continue to be the running back. Dylan Dreiling is going to be the running back.
Yeah, Roy Maroney up on his feet, no longer getting looked at, but he is standing on the sideline. It is noted that he has his helmet, so that is a good sign.
Dreiling to the left of Dale. Dale is going to keep himself, try to bounce to the middle, flag on the play. That'll probably be a hold on the Hays High Indians. Liberal, you can tell, well-versed in this. They did not bite on the fake. They saw the tape from a week ago. Kids, tape is what used to be inside of these cassettes. Kids, cassettes were these plastic things that we used to record things on and play back, is what they saw on the video on Huddle, and Liberals well-versed in it. Hays High called for the holding penalty, their 6th penalty of the first half.
Did the coaches have to meet halfway to exchange this huddle thing you speak of?
Back in my day, yeah, but no more. The ball is back at about the 13-yard line now. Hays High moving backwards before they can move forward. Option play left. Dreiling one-handed catch with his left hand. Tries to get around the defender. Gets to the 15. Hit out of bounds near the 20. Well, they say stepped out at the 17-yard line. Gain of just 4. And you can feel the Liberal Redskins right now playing with the momentum.
Yeah, they are. You got to believe they are out to give everything that they can to Hays High to make them withstand this, because Hays High started this losing streak. Liberal has nothing to lose in this game.
2 wide receivers right for Dale, 1 to the left, and Liberal runs off sides. That'll make 2nd and 17, 2nd and 12 on Liberal's 2nd penalty. The last 2 games between these 2 teams have been 1-point affairs. Last year, the overtime game. 2 years ago, an injured Keaton Markley ran onto the field to block an extra point to keep the ball game at 21-20 in what was just a fantastic ball game here at Lewis Field Stadium. Blitz on by Liberal. Dale rolls out, throws late, tipped up in the air, and then caught by Kiefer on the deflection and gets to the 30-yard line. Liberal thought they had a pick 6. Instead, Hays High has a gain of 13 yards.
Yeah, Liberal should have had a pick 6. He saw the end zone before he had the ball, tipped it up. Kiefer reaches out with one hand and brings it into his body and makes the completion.
And that is Dale on the pass attempt. Now at the quarterback position, and Dreiling is at the running back spot. This is 3rd and 4 from the 30. Hand off to Dreiling right side, and he gets pushed out of bounds, and Hays High will be 3 and out. This drive started on a penalty, and it'll be a 3 and out. Dreiling gets a yard, and that's it.
Well, and this is a result of all of the injuries that this Hays High offense is suffering. You got to believe if they have Roy Maroney, if they have Jaron Canick in there, that they're moving the ball much smoother than what they are at this point.
And Hays High will punt. Carson Kiefer to boot the ball away. Hays High may need to regroup in the locker room. Liberal stopping Hays High on 3 plays. And the first punt of the night for Carson Kiefer, who is averaging 40 yards per punt. High snap, rolls to his right. A high end-over-end punt. Takes a bounce that goes lateral, caught by Swartz at the 37. Nobody returning if it takes a bounce down the field. Hays High is going to get a lot of extra yardage out of it. Instead, it's a 32-yard punt. And Liberal has the ball back with a chance to tie, and 3:53 remaining in quarter number 2.
Hays High's got to find their form on defense. They haven't had it tonight with the exception of just a few players. All season, Hays High has ridden the defense, and it's time to do it again to close out this half and not allow any more points.
Indian football is brought to you by Aflac Insurance agent Sean Swartz, Edward Jones, Daryl Jeff, and Linda Seibel. From the left hash, Liberal right to left. They've had a couple of big chunk plays tonight. They put a man in motion. Wiltshire from the right to the left. Handoff Zapien, hit in the backfield, and Gavin Hazelhorst with another tackle for loss. This one back at the 35-yard line, loss of 2.
Gavin Hazelhorst has his chance to shine on senior night, and he is grasping it. He's had a tremendous game. I think you put it best between quarters. He's had an entire season worth of highlights in one quarter.
Now 2 tackles for loss, a sack, a fumble recovery. Don't forget he ran down a running back who's 155 pounds. Hazelhorst at 220 ran him down from about a 20-yard differential. Kerr on 2nd down and 12 puts Staten in motion. Right to left, option play right. Kerr pitches to Zapien. It's loose on the turf and almost getting it was Hazelhorst, and Zapien falls on top of it. Hazelhorst jumped on it and could not corral it as it was pinballing away from him. Otherwise, he has his second fumble recovery of the night, and Hayes High will take a timeout on what will be 3rd and a country mile for the Liberal Redskins.
The one thing we haven't seen Gavin do tonight is run with the football, and I would sure love to see him get an opportunity, see him lower his shoulder and see how far he could actually go.
That was a loss of 11 on the fumble recovery back to the 24. My goodness, Gavin Hazelhorst, the K-State commit, showing out tonight in the first half against Liberal. Indian football brought to you by Paul Wartenberger Construction, Master Cleaners, and Coldwell Banker. Each of our games this year are streamed online at HayesPost.com thanks to our streaming partner, Coldwell Banker Executive Realty, the biggest real estate company in town. Find out what being part of that biggest team means for you when you're trying to find your next home. Join us next week if you need to on HayesPost.com as the Hayes High Indians head to Garden City. We need to get you a Hayes Kalon scoreboard update. Hayes High plays Garden City next week. It's the hatchet game tonight between Garden City and Dodge City in Dodge. And I guarantee those two teams are watching this game with some interest. How about this in the second quarter? McPherson and Great Bend. Everybody thought a blowout ensuing. McPherson's up 14-7. Same score we have here. 2:59 to go, and a penalty, false start on Liberal, just made it 3rd and 29. Their 3rd penalty of the night. Hayes High can get the ball for back-to-back possessions, but need to do something with it on offense.
Well, they need to be careful not to make some sort of mental mistake here. We've seen Liberal complete a 41-yard pass already. We've seen them have big chunk plays. Hayes High just has to take care of business. 3
wide receivers to the skinny side of the field, 1 to the left for 3rd and 29. Kerr rolling out to the right, looking down the field, intercepted. Dalton Dale at the 25-yard line, wrestled down immediately. Interception for linebacker Dalton Dale, 1st of the season, 2nd of his career. Hayes High in business on the Liberal side of the field.
Well, I don't even know if you could call that a miscommunication on Liberal's part. There was nobody around Dalton Dale. Dalton Dale was just staying there in containment, going to stop whatever run came in, and they threw it right to him.
2nd turnover by Liberal. Hayes High will start at the Redskin 22-yard line. Moving left to right. Dale, the quarterback, Dreiling, the running back. Hand off to Dreiling, bobbles, picks it up out of the air, 20, 15, runs that right shoulder into a defender, and a 1st down at the 10-yard line. They'll mark him all the way down to the 9 on a gain of 13.
Well, Dylan Dreiling did a great job of holding on to that ball because he almost fumbled it and gave it right back to him, but he was able to corral it and then lower his shoulder and show those running abilities that he's been working on.
Indians' 3rd trip to the red zone, 1 turnover on downs, 1 touchdown. Remember, Dreiling started taking his first running back snaps this week. 2 wide receivers to the right, Beckman and Keller. Double tight end formation. Kiefer, the tight end, to the right. Snap to Dale. Keeper right side. Stutter step 5. Tries to dive for the end zone. He gets tied at the ankles by Liberal's Jose Beltran, the safety, at the 2.
Well, here they are down to 2 real players on the offense like we saw last week. You got to wonder if this is going to be the game plan moving forward. Just run that option, run Dalton, run Dylan, let him go.
From the 2, Hayes High, 2nd down and goal, leading 14-7. This after the Dalton Dale interception. Snap, quarterback keep right side, easy score, easy eats for Jordan Dale on the right side, and the Hayes High Indians lead 20-7.
Well, and this is huge because they get the ball back in the second half with a chance to go up even more than what they're up now. Up now 2 scores, chance to go up 3 scores and really put this game away, something we weren't sure they were able to do.
Jordan Dale with his 2nd touchdown of the night. Indians with a 3-play drive from the 22 after the Dalton Dale interception. Hayes High cashes in with 1:41 to go before halftime. Jack Fields on to attempt the extra point. 2 for 2 thus far. This one high through the uprights. He has made each of his last 8. And the Hays High Indians are up 21-7.
Well, and here we go. Hays High has to get mentally prepared to put a stop to Liberal for the next minute and 41 seconds. Take care of business on this special team. Stay in your lanes, make these tackles, make the reads, get in the game mentally.
That series set up by a Dalton Dale interception at the 22-yard line. That interception also set up by a Gavin Hazelhorst tackle for loss, and then Gavin nearly running down a second fumble recovery of the night. Indian football brought to you by Roof Masters Insurance Planning, also Jeter Law Firm. Following the kickoff, we will get your top of the hour ID. Again, at halftime tonight, our USD 489 halftime show. Mark Watts joins us. We talk about the girls' golfing program. They've won 3 of their first 4 tournaments to start the year, and well on their way, it would seem, to a WAC title.
Yeah, Mark Watts is a tremendous coach. I have the privilege of doing my student teaching underneath Mark. What a tremendous guy, and it shows with the way he treats his teams and the success that his teams have.
The kickoff from Jack Fields, left to right, high, end over end. This is going to be a short one, caught on the run at the 30 by Staten, and he runs into the back of his own guy, Garcia Rotolo, and then gets swallowed up by Gavin Hazelhorst.
Yeah, I think Hunter Harris may have done a complete flip. He had his legs taken out of him, and all of a sudden see him flying through the air. But he's up, he's good.
Liberal will start at their own 33-yard line. I have each team with a single timeout remaining here in half number 2, or in quarter number 2. 2 right, 2 left for Kerr. How aggressive does Liberal get? Hays High 21-7. Kerr tonight 3 for 6 with an interception. Takes the snap, hands off to Zapian. Big hole up the middle, and Crane hits him, but not before. Zapian to the 45, 47-yard line, gain of 14.
Zapian's kind of had a pretty decent first half. They've ridden him to get some offensive momentum. So Hays High's got to go into the locker room and figure out how to shore up this run defense.
Will Catterett was in for a play. They really like this young man, but they bring back in Gavin Nutting, trying to get this stop as Kerr near midfield now after the first down run. Gives it again to Zapian. Zapian hit. Carson Spray finishes off what could have been a tackle for loss. It's a gain of 2 to the 49. Easton Zapian, 15 carries, 53 yards tonight. Clock tick, tick, tick at 1 minute to go in quarter number 2. Hays High right now looks like defensively just trying to make sure they don't give up anything before the break, not taking the timeout to try to stop the clock. 2 right, 2 left. Shotgun formation for Kerr. Handoff Zapian up the middle, and Gavin Myers with a nice low tackle at the Hays High 49. Let's pause for station identification.
This is the Hays High Sports Network, streaming made possible by Coldwell Banker Executive Realty. Let the biggest real estate team in Hays find your next home.
Hays High obliges us by also taking a timeout on what will be a 3rd and 6 play for Liberal at the Hays High 49-yard line. Liberal has had some success in chunks tonight. A 41-yard pass put them into scoring position, but then lost the ball on downs. The Indians a 15-yard penalty followed by a 30-yard run by Liberal, scored from 3 yards out for their lone score to make it 14-7. But the Indians then use a turnover, a Dalton Dale interception, to 3 plays later score on a Jordan Dale run of 2 yards. 2 right, 2 left for Kerr. 3rd down and 6 from the Indian 49-yard line. Indians 4 down linemen. Do not show blitz. Do not bring a blitz. Kerr keeps to the right side, throws late. It is caught. Boy, Kerr was right on the line of scrimmage. Apparently stayed behind it. 1st down at the 40 on the catch by Jalen Wiltshire.
Yeah, Liberal didn't seem in too much of a hurry before this. Just keep running, take some time to call a play. Now they're kind of rushing up to the line, seeing what they can do.
Kerr, handoff, Zapien up the middle, hit once, twice. Dalton Dale hangs on for the tackle. Hayes High getting gashed up the middle tonight, which is very unusual. And now Liberal wants to take a timeout with 7 seconds on the clock that stopped at 4. Will they add a few more seconds as Liberal will take a shot for the end zone on their final play before halftime, you would feel, from the 34-yard line.
Yeah, you got to believe Hayes High is going to bring in a couple defensive backs, some speed to just simply knock this ball down and not allow it to get to the end zone.
Liberal doing something to Hayes High that nobody has done this year, and that's run the ball through 2 games. Hayes High has given up 107 rushing yards, 62 last week in the whole game against Great Bend. Easton Zapien alone has 61 yards, and that's a little bit misleading because he picked up a fumble recovery that lost about 11 yards. Shea Kerr has run for 4, Esparza 3 yards, so Liberal already has more yards in the first half of this game rushing the ball than any team has in an entire game all year. First down, they say 10 seconds on the clock. Second down and about 6 for Kerr. 10 seconds before halftime. Kerr drops back to pass under some pressure, throws it down the middle of the field. It is intercepted at the 2-yard line. Bill Scott with the interception. Hayes High will need a run a play from their own 1, but Bill Scott goes up for the INT.
Yeah, Trey Adams and Gavin Hazelhorst put a lot of pressure back there and didn't allow the time that they needed, and luckily Bill Scott was there to pick off that ball.
Back-to-back series ending by interception for the Liberal Redskins, and it was from the 2. So Hayes High just can't take a knee with 2 seconds remaining. Dale in at quarterback. Hayes High is going to have to try to run some kind of play from their own 2. Dreiling will be the running back to the left. Indians have given up a safety already this year against Goddard Eisenhower. Snap back, keeper by Dale, left side, gets out to about the 5, 6, 7-yard line, and that'll be the half. Hayes High with some iffy moments in the middle of the first half. Lead at halftime, 21-7 on the Hayes High Sports Network.
Midwest Energy, a customer-owned cooperative providing safe, reliable, and efficient energy services and promoting growth throughout the region. When you need something fixed fast and done right the first time, call Steel Fab. Heartland Building. When it is time to get the job done, see why so many builders rely on Heartland Building Center with a huge stock of building material. Edward Jones, providing a reasoned and disciplined approach to investing, making sense of investing. Western and Central Kansas premier roofing contractor, The Professionals, High Plains Roofing of Hayes. Teams win games. Let the biggest real estate team in Hayes find your next home. Coldwell Banker Executive Realty, the streaming partner of the Hayes High Sports Network. The green grass you want in the spring starts with spraying in the fall with Hayes K-Lawn, Kurt Maska and Kurt Viner. Hayes High School Athletic Booster Club. Proud to support the athletes of Hayes High School by providing items needed to excel on the field and court. Master Cleaners, dry cleaning, laundry, alterations, tux rentals, and much more. They have numerous pickup locations throughout Western Kansas to serve you. Eagle Communications, our community connected. Adams, Brown, Barron, and Ball, your trusted advisors providing you with commitment, experience, and integrity. Gibbs Auto Supply, over 200,000 parts and accessories and great staff to take care of you in Hayes and La Crosse. Get a great deal on internet, video, voice, and business services from the technology experts, Nextech. When it hails, when it pours, one thing's for sure, Roof Masters is who you're looking for. Bigger vehicle for a family trip or a car that gets excellent gas mileage for the next business trip? Book with Hertz Rent-A-Car on 8th Street in Hayes. Add Aflac Insurance to your company's benefit package at no cost to you. Call Sean Schwartz with Aflac Insurance.
Pretty quick.
Okay.
21-7 at halftime. Hayes High with a Dale reception from Dylan Dreiling. Touchdown for 47 yards, just 3 plays in. Followed up also then by a Dreiling run as the running back, 16-yard touchdown. Dale a 2-yard run as the quarterback. And you talk about the stats, you talk about the game, and it feels like Hayes High has dominated Matt Dumler, but you look up, it's 21-7 at halftime, and Liberal really is one series away because they had a chance to score in the first quarter from this being a one-score game.
Yeah, the offense has done some nice things. The only thing they haven't done is finish off the drives, because they very well easily could have another 14 points up on the board, and this game really could be out of hand and over by halftime. Instead, Liberal, while it's a long shot, is only 2 possessions away.
Hayes High leads at the break 21-7. We focus on the Hayes High girls golf team, and when we return on the USD 489 halftime show on the Hayes High Sports Network.
M&D Excavating Incorporated, serving the Hayes area since 1979. Jeter Law Firm, proud to support student athletes, partners you can rely on. Shelter Insurance, Dustin Shoemaker. Compare your coverage today at CompareMyCoverage.com. Discount Siding, new siding, energy-efficient windows and doors, vinyl fencing, and other exterior home products. Improve the beauty and energy efficiency of your home. Click on DiscountSiding.net. Paul Wurtenberger Construction, building Northwest Kansas dreams since 1983. State Glass Company, locally owned and operated since 1948. 5th and Main, downtown Hayes. Adams, Brown, Barron & Ball, your trusted advisors providing you with commitment, experience, and integrity. Gibbs Auto Supply, over 200,000 parts and accessories and great staff to take care of you in Hayes and La Crosse. Get a great deal on internet, video, voice, and business services from the technology experts, Nextech. When it hails, when it pours, one thing's for sure, Roof Masters is who you're looking for. Bigger vehicle for a family trip or a car that gets excellent gas mileage for the next business trip? Book with Hertz Rent-A-Car on 8th Street in Hayes. Add Aflac Insurance to your company's benefit package at no cost to you. Call Sean Schwartz with Aflac Insurance.
Back on the USD 489 halftime show on the Hayes High Sports Network. We're talking on our spotlight interview today with the Hayes High girls golf team, and off to a great start. It's Coach Watts with us. Coach, congratulations on the fine start. I guess let's first of all talk about that. Your team winning, I think, 3 of the first 4 varsity tournaments they've been a part of.
Yeah, we've been really fortunate this year to be able to start this well. One of the reasons is because we've got everybody back from last year. So, I mean, winning 3 out of the top of the 4 that we've played has been a great start for us.
You mentioned so many back. Was it tough to figure out who was going to be on varsity because of so many back, or is that pretty well the same?
You know, there's 4 that have kind of separated themselves, but we take 6, and so I've got to find the 5th and 6th player, and that's been a challenge. I mean, we have probably, of the 21 we have out, there may be 16 of them that are about the same players, and they've all improved since last year. So we've had to have qualifying, which we really haven't had in the past, and that puts a lot of pressure on kids, but it also makes them understand that they have to compete and to do well in the tournament before that.
All right, we'll get to more about the tournaments, more about the team in a little bit. But I have to ask every coach this and every halftime interview this: how has COVID-19 and the regulations or the considerations affected golf this year?
You know, we're low risk. You know, we're outside. We do have to wear a mask when we're warming up for tournaments. We have to wear them when we practice, when we're around each other, close distance. When we get out there on the range or on the course, we don't have to have them on. We have to take our temperatures before we start. So there's a lot of things that have changed compared to the following years. But as far as we've been able to play in our tournaments, we do have some restrictions in our tournaments from place to place, depending on how big the driving range is, the putting clock, those types of things, when we can tee off. So those, but we've been pretty lucky to be able to get our tournaments in.
Let's talk about the team a little bit. You mentioned so many back from last year. You mentioned to me before going on the air that this is the most kids you've ever had out in the golfing program.
Oh, by far. One year I only had 5, so having 21 is a good problem to have, but it also makes for us hard to try to find tournaments for everybody, and that's what you want to do. You don't want to have them practice all the time and not be able to play tournaments. So it's kind of I've had to look through my schedule and try to figure out what tournaments. We tried to add some tournaments. We haven't had any tournaments canceled, so that's a good thing. So it's just maybe trying to find who can go where. And as far as the girls we have so far, our varsity, Talia McRae's been outstanding this year. I mean, she started out, she's won 2 of the 4 meets and got second the other one. I think she and Katie Dinkle just got through winning the tournament, and she's been a medalist, and so is Sophia Garrison. So those are the 3 top returners that we do have back.
Rest of the team, you mentioned the varsity and the kids competing for a varsity spot. Who has that all been?
Well, we have Abby. We've got a little freshman, Abby Norris. Her brother played for us, and she's been our 4th player. And then last year we had Sierra Smith, who played a lot of varsity, and so she's been on some varsity meets this year, and so has Gracie Winty. And then we've got, we've got a bunch of juniors. We've got 5 seniors, 7 juniors, 5 sophomores, and 4 freshmen. I think I need to name them all. So some of the juniors are Ashlyn Flax, Avery George, Marissa Hoffman, Madeline Martin, Summer Schneider. And then we have the sophomores, which besides Katie, we've got Hannah Eikenberry, Claire Humphrey, Aspen Melvin, Meg Taggart. And our freshmen this year are Ashlyn Banker, Evan Cox, Lily Garrison, and Abby Norris, which I mentioned earlier, who's played. So with these freshmen, these 4 freshmen are going to be good players. And with the girls we've had out from, the last year and the year before, they've all improved. And so it's been a lot of fun. But I got to talk about my coaches too, because one of my assistants is Kylie McCarthy, and she played for Manhattan High School. She has a twin, and they both came to Fort Hays. They both played at Fort Hays, so she's helping with our JV. And then Doug Lowen, who has been in the golf business for most of his life, and that's Bob Lowen, who was my golf coach in college. That's his son, and Doug is his first year, and he's back here helping with his mother. And I couldn't be happier with him because he knows the golf swing, does a lot of good things, and he was on a state championship team back in 1978. So great staff, and I've really appreciated them having, being involved with our girls.
And can you handicap the WAC for us a little bit? I know the conference is usually pretty tough.
Well, we've we got a big lead in the conference. We do a point system, and every time you win a tournament, we get 5 points and then 4 for the next team. And we've got 15 right now, and the next is 11. So, I mean, we've got a pretty good lead with only 2 tournaments left, but you never know what can happen. So we just got to keep. We'd like to win them all, but you never know. But we've been very fortunate. Our Dodge City tournament, we just kind of blew away everybody, and we've had some really, really good scores this year. But it's going to be tough because we go to a regional this year. Probably it's going to be in Wichita. It's going to be very, very tough.
I was going to ask, is there any word yet on regionals and state locations?
Well, we've changed some things this year with golf. Instead of having 4 regionals, we've only done 3. And so that's going to mean there's going to be more teams. There could be 11 teams depending on how many people are going to be in 5A, and we won't know that until next week when they do the count. But ours, it looks like we're going to be in Wichita playing at Rolling Hills, and we're going to have Capon and Carroll, and I don't know if Andover will be in that regional. Mays and Mays South, who are both good teams, and they're taking 4 out of 11 instead of the 3 out of the 4 regionals. So it's going to be very challenging. We're going to have the toughest regional. We'd like to get down there and play the course a little bit ahead of time just to kind of see what it's like. But if we can keep doing what we're doing and keep practicing hard like the girls are, I think we'll have a good chance maybe to get back to state.
Coach, sounds like a fun season so far. Congratulations on what has happened. Good luck in the future.
Thank you.
Once again, Coach Watts of the Hays High girls golf team off to a great start. That's our halftime spotlight interview. When we step aside, after we step aside, when we come back, we'll take a look at our happenings at Hays High School on the Hays High Sports Network. This is the USD 489 halftime show.
Midwest Energy, a customer-owned cooperative providing safe, reliable, and efficient energy services and promoting growth throughout the region. When you need something fixed fast and done right the first time, call Steel Fab. Heartland Building. When it is time to get the job done, see why so many builders rely on Heartland Building Center with a huge stock of building material. Edward Jones, providing a reasoned and disciplined approach to investing, making sense of investing. Western and Central Kansas premier roofing contractor, The Professionals, High Plains Roofing of Hays. Teams win games. Let the biggest real estate team in Hays find your next home. Coldwell Banker Executive Realty, the streaming partner of the Hays High Sports Network. The green grass you want in the spring starts with spraying in the fall with Hays K-Lawn, Kurt Maska and Kurt Viner. Hays High School Athletic Booster Club. Proud to support the athletes of Hays High School by providing items needed to excel on the field and court. Master Cleaners, dry cleaning, laundry, alterations, tux rentals, and much more. They have numerous pickup locations throughout western Kansas to serve you. Eagle Communications, our community connected.
Back on the USD 489 halftime show, time to check out the happenings at Hays High School, brought to you by the Hays High Athletic Booster Club. They have reopened their local online store for more orders. The upcoming deadline is Friday, September 25th at 10 p.m., so you have until next Friday to do that. They've added jackets, vests, ladies' Sherpa, in addition to the shirts, hoodies, sweatshirts, hats, visors, masks, and blankets that were already available. You can also get Football Frenzy tickets if you need to as well. All the information is on the Hays High Athletic Booster Club Facebook page and on the Hays High Indian Athletics website as well. The Hays High boys soccer team won their second straight on Tuesday, blanking Great Bend 2-0. Freshman Cannon Mater recorded the shutout in his first start. Diego Moeller scored in the first half and Adrian Salas in the second. Hays hosted Dodge City Thursday and lost 10-0. The soccer team is at Great Bend on Tuesday and at Garden City on Thursday. Make it 3 out of the first 4 tournaments that the Hays High girls golf team has won. After taking the Liberal Invitational on Monday at the Willow Tree Golf Course, the Indians placed 3 in the top 4 to win the 9-hole event by 7 shots over Dodge City. Katie Dinkle won her first tournament of the fall, shooting a 40 to edge Dodge City's Ashlyn Armstrong by 2 strokes. Talia McRae finished third with the 44. Sophia Garrison placed fourth with the 47. The girls' golf team is at the Salina South Invite Monday and in Garden City on the 24th. The girls' tennis team will be at the Garden City meet on the 26th of September. Volleyball was in Ulysses yesterday for a quadrangular. Hays beat Garden City in 3 with the third set going to 30-28, but lost to Pratt in 3 and Ulysses in 3. The volleyball team will be at the Wamego Invite on the 26th. The cross-country team hosted their own meet at the Sand Plum Nature Trail. It was announced also that location will be the host for the 1A, 2A state cross-country championships as well. The Hays High girls finished second and the boys fourth in the 6A, 5A division at the Hays High Cross Country Invitational that was held yesterday. The Indian girls had 5 medalists as Ariel Maldonado placed in 5th, Brenlyn Albers 6th, Micah Zimmerman 7th, Bryn Kinnerconnect 14th, and Jacine Watson 15th. Leo Hernandez finished in 9th for the boys. Cross-country teams will be in McPherson on Thursday. That's your happenings at Hays High School, brought to you by the Hays High Athletic Booster Club. A reminder, new items and all the previous items available again for their local apparel store that is available through Friday the 25th. Go to the Hays High Athletic Facebook page or HaysHighIndians.com/athletics for more information.
Midwest Energy, a customer-owned cooperative providing safe, reliable, and efficient energy services and promoting growth throughout the region. When you need something fixed fast and done right the first time, call Steel Fab. Heartland Building. When it is time to get the job done, see why so many builders rely on Heartland Building Center with a huge stock of building material. Edward Jones, providing a reasoned and disciplined approach to investing, making sense of investing. Western and Central Kansas premier roofing contractor, The Professionals, High Plains Roofing of Hays. Teams win games. Let the biggest real estate team in Hays find your next home. Coldwell Banker Executive Realty, the streaming partner of the Hays High Sports Network. The green grass you want in the spring starts with spraying in the fall with Hays K-Lawn, Kurt Maska and Kurt Viner. Hays High School Athletic Booster Club, proud to support the athletes of Hays High School by providing items needed to excel on the field and court. Master Cleaners, dry cleaning, laundry, alterations, tux rentals, and much more. They have numerous pickup locations throughout western Kansas to serve you. Eagle Communications, our community connected. Adams, Brown, Barron, and Ball, your trusted advisors providing you with commitment, experience, and integrity. Gibbs Auto Supply, Over 200,000 parts and accessories and great staff to take care of you in Hayes and La Crosse. Get a great deal on internet, video, voice, and business services from the technology experts, Nextech. When it hails, when it pours, one thing's for sure. Roofmasters is who you're looking for. Bigger vehicle for a family trip or a car that gets excellent gas mileage for the next business trip? Book with Hertz Rent-A-Car on 8th Street in Hayes. Add Aflac Insurance to your company's benefit package at no cost to you. Call Sean Schwartz with Aflac Insurance.
Roy's not warming up. He may have pulled that thing.
21-7, the Hayes High Indians lead at halftime over the Liberal Redskins for the Indians home opener. Let's get to some scores brought to you by Hayes Kalon. The green grass you want in the spring is brought to you by spraying in the fall. Call Kirk Maska or Kurt Viner. In the Western Athletic Conference, the other WAC game of the night, Garden City and Dodge City tied at 0 at halftime. Great Bend hanging with McPherson, 14-7. The Bullpups up on the Panthers in McPherson at halftime. TMP in Plainville, their first road trip of the year. Monarchs up 13-6 at the half. Elsewhere around 5A, Mays South and Hutchinson both 2-0. Both 5A tied at 14. Goddard up on Ark City, 21-13 at half. Bishop Carroll and Derby locked up at 7 at the break. Bishop Carroll undefeated and in 5A. Salina South looking for their first win of the year. They're knotted up 21 apiece with Campus that graduated like 71 guys last year. And Andover and Salina Central both battling to try to get into the top 8 of 5A. It is Andover up 14-0 at halftime. That's your scoreboard update brought to you by Hayes Kalon. At halftime, Hayes High 242 yards of offense, 163 rushing, 79 passing. Liberal 68 rushing, 66 passing, 134 total. Hayes High 2 of 5 on third down, Liberal 2 of 6. Big difference in the ball game in half number 1. The Indians no turnovers, Liberal with 3, 2 interceptions, and a fumble.
One thing we'd like to see out of the Hayes High defense is something that we haven't talked about yet this season is their inability to stop that run. Well, I hate to call it inability, but struggled to stop that run. You know, Liberal didn't do anything different than what the previous two teams did. The only difference is they were successful with it.
Roy Maroney was not warming up at halftime. The running back had a good first half going. 9 carries, 80 yards, then pulled up lame, if you will, at the end of a run. And to return the kick, Jordan Dale and Tucker Veach. So the Indians' 2 returners, Canick and Maroney, out of the game. Canick out for the entire night. Side winding kick, caught on the run by Veach at the 20-yard line. Left side return, 30, 35, gets to the sideline, still on his feet across the 40, and then driven down into the turf at the 41-yard line. Good return for Tucker Veach. And the Hayes High Indians 1st and 10 with a 21-7 lead, 8 seconds into quarter number 3.
Well, something that we hope to see out of the Hayes High Indian offense right now is the ability to finish off a drive. They put together a couple really nice-looking drives that first half. They just weren't able to come away with any points. Let's see if they've got that corrected after halftime.
Jordan Dale, the quarterback. Dylan Dreiling is the running back from the 41. Handoff, Dreiling tries to cut up the field, tackled from behind. Loss of a yard on a play. And right now, Liberal knows what's coming. That little belly option read, and they are sending guys at number 6, at number 8. Hayes High may need to open up the playbook a little bit for JD.
Yeah, it's the same game plan that they went in with, had to adapt with Great Bend last week.
Back from the 40, shotgun snap. This time pulling is Dale, and staying at home is the rush end, Hunter Husky. He read the scouting report, and the Indians lose another yard to the 39, and Dale got hit hard, and he comes up hobbled out of the bottom of the pile.
Yeah, we talked before the game. They've got to avoid injuries, and so far they have not been able to do that on this game.
3rd and 11, and now Dale is going to hobble out to the wide receiver spot, and taking off his gloves is going to be Dylan Dreiling. 10 seconds on the play clock. He tucks his left glove into the back of his pants with 5, 4 wide receivers for Dale. Needs to take the snap with 2. Rolls out to his left. It's a quarterback keep by Dreiling, and he gets cut short, and the Indians 3 and out in a series that did not go but just 3 yards for Hayes High.
You know, I remember one question we asked at the beginning of the Goddard Eisenhower game is who's going to step up in the time of need? Who's going to be their X factor? And right now they need somebody to step up and be that X factor dealing with all of these injuries.
Yeah, Roy Maroney apparently not coming into the ball game. He's standing with his helmet beside Jaron Kanik. Helmet on, Kanik out of the game. Kiefer to punt for a 3rd time tonight. Rolls out to his right. Gets off a nice end-over-end punt that's taken on a knee. Apparently not all the way down by Staten at the 16-yard line. Left side return 40, 45, cut back. He has got an angle. 40, 35, 30. Kiefer giving chase at the 20, at the 10. Staten taken down at the 2-yard line with a flag on the play at about the 10. And Liberal has come out swinging haymakers to open quarter number 3.
Well, here we go with this inability to stay within the game mentally, to approach this game against an inferior opponent. You know, the mark of a great team is beating the people that you have to and beating them convincingly. Hayes High has got to learn how to do that. They've got to take that step forward if they want to finish off this prove it mantra.
Instead of at the 2, Liberal will have the ball at the 20 because of a block in the back at the 10-yard line, a 40-yard punt, a return of 82 yards.
It was just a breakdown. People not staying in their lanes, not staying home, chasing the ball all over the place. That was ugly for Hayes High.
2 wide receivers left, 2 wide receivers right, and Kerr has his offense already in the red zone. It's a 2nd trip tonight. Kerr, handoff, Zapien right up the middle. Gets hit once, twice, ball is on the ground. Who ended up with the football? The officials on pile, and Hayes High has the ball. That might have been Gavin Hazelhorst again that ended up with the football.
One question coming out of halftime was Hayes High going to be able to come out and stop this gut punch that Liberal was giving them? And if that is any indication, the answer is yes.
Gavin nutting with the fumble recovery. I think it was Gavin Myers that caused the fumble. So Liberal starts half number 2 like they started half number 1. A fumble on the first play of the game, and Hayes High dodges a bullet after a long punt return of 82 yards. Dale throws near side Kiefer. He's on his feet 20, gets a block on his feet near the 30-yard line, and Hayes High gets a pass play from Dale to Kiefer of 8 yards.
Hayes High has brought in Kyler Beckman as a receiver on the far side. Got to start finding players to make up for the kids that can't play due to injury.
Kiefer's 4th catch tonight for 28 yards. The other 3 completions have gone to Jordan Dale, who's now the quarterback. Indians playing guys in positions out of necessity tonight. 7 in the box. Turn, handoff to Dreiling. Big hole, 35. On his feet, 40. Tackled from behind at the 46-yard line. Busted through the left side. And the Indians are able to pick up 16 yards on the run. His 2nd 16-yard run of the night. Dylan Dreiling at running back.
You got to like the confidence that we're starting to see out of Dylan. No matter where he's playing, whether he's running it, passing it, staying in the pocket, whatever he's doing, he's starting to play with a whole lot of confidence for this Hayes High Indian team.
Coach Tony Crow said 2 selfless guys. They just want to play football with no egos. 1st and 10. Dale throw near side. Miles Keller, first career catch into Liberal territory. Tackled from behind at the 45-yard line. That'll be a gain of 9 on the first catch of senior Miles Keller career.
This was not something we saw last week out with Jordan Dale. These quick passes out here. It's another piece to his repertoire that can keep this Liberal defense honest and keep them on their toes.
Dale now 3 for 3 in the game passing the ball. Hayes High takes a breath. Keller, wide receiver left, has one-on-one coverage. 7 in the box for Liberal from the Liberal 45-yard line. Redskins show blitz. They bring blitz. Dale is going to keep. He'll get near the line of scrimmage and then driven backwards. I think he wanted to give that to Dreiling, and at the very last minute decided not to. And it's no gain, 3rd and 1. Indians need to convert.
Well, and I think the offensive line thought that Dreiling was going to get it because that seemed to be where the hole is. There was nothing for him to run.
3rd and 1 from the Liberal 45. Indians 2 for 5 on 3rd down tonight. A slap of the hands, and now 8 and 6. Dale and Dreiling, they've both played quarterback tonight. We'll check the sideline. Dreiling to the right of Dale this time, tight end left on 3rd and 1. Play action pass. Dale throws to the right and throws it incomplete. He was under immediate pressure and hit by Tony Rivero, the linebacker, and the Indians cannot convert on 3rd and 1. What do they do? Up 21-7 with 8:15 remaining.
And Jordan Dale was slow to get off the turf, grabbing his back or something. You can tell he's in some pain right now.
Indians are 0 for 2 on 4th down tonight. This is 4th and 1, and Kiefer on to punt. Well, Hayes High has got some guys just gutting it out right now. Kiefer to punt on this play, rolls out to the right, gets it away. A low line drive punt that bounces inside the 5. The Gunners carry it into the end zone. And it'll be 1st and 10 at the 20. Hayes High got there, but their momentum carried them into the end zone. If they could touch down inside the 5, it ends up being a great play. 45 yards on the punt, but the Indians' promising drive goes away.
Well, and they got there in a hurry, and they were able to touch it, but instead of just simply touching it and batting it away, they grabbed it and carried it and ran with it. So, unfortunately, it didn't pin them back within the 5. It brought them back out to the 20.
5 plays and positive yardage, but the Indians have punted twice. Indians apparently without Maroney rest of the night, without Jaron Kanik already, and now an ailing Jordan Dale at quarterback with Dylan Dreiling at the running back spot from that quarterback position. Liberal from their own 20. They had a great chance to score, but fumbled on their first play of the second half. Handoff Zapien. He's fumbled twice tonight. 2 hands on the football this time. And on the tackle, Dalton Dale, the first one there, a gain of 2 to the 22.
You know, fortunately for Hayes High, this defense is being asked to carry this team right now to make up for some of these things the offense is dealing with. But this is a position that the defense has been in both games so far this season and a whole lot last year, so they're relying on that experience and to finish out this game.
They gave up 8 points really in game 1, but 10 because of the safety was on the board. 14 points last week, 7 this week to Liberal. 2nd and 8. Kerr to throw, left side, caught by Wiltshire in some space. That is Staten in some space, taken down from behind. And Tucker Veach with the tackle. 3rd and short as Staten gets up pretty slow off the bottom of that pile at the 28-yard line, gain of 6.
Well, and Wyatt Crane trying to argue for a hold there and had a legitimate case. He got spun around on the offense, and guy had a hold of his jersey. You could see it from up here, but no call.
Staten 4 catches and 60 yards. 3rd down and 2 for Kerr. Indians show blitz, bring blitz, handoff Zapien up the middle. He'll stretch for the 1st down. Needed 2 and got exactly 2 at the 30-yard line.
Give the defensive line some credit. They got a hold of him and kept a hold of they kept a hold of him and tried to stop him, but unfortunately he was just tall enough and reached that ball out just far enough to get it past the 1st down marker.
He's 5'8". If he was 5'6", there's no way. From the 30, Liberal down by 2 scores has the football. Shotgun formation for Kerr. Indians show blitz on this play. They bring it. Kerr runs away from it on that belly option read. 30, 35. Veach giving chase at the 40 and ushers him out of bounds at the 45. Gain of 15. The Indians blitz the middle. Kerr read it, ran to the outside. Liberal with some momentum nearing midfield.
Well, and here's the defense's chance to regroup and put a stop to this, get that offense back on the field. You know, we saw some fatigue set in for this defense last week, something they're hoping to avoid this week.
Well, Hayes High has had 1 series of more than 6 plays tonight. It was their 2nd of the night of 13 plays. Everything else has been 6 or less plays. 3 left, 1 right. Zer to throw the swing pass to the left to Staten, corralled and pushed out of bounds. Orth got there. Indians stayed at home. It's a loss of 5, make it 6. Back to the 39-yard line on the pass completion.
Yeah, Trey Adams did a good job of keeping him and containing him so Orth could come in and drive him out of bounds. That was a great job by the defense to hold him in place and not allow a positive gain.
Shea Kerr, the quarterback for Liberal, 6 of 10 on the night. He was 10 of 37 coming in, a completion percentage at 27%, bottom in the Western Athletic Conference. He's 60% tonight. 3 right, 1 left on 2nd down and 16 after that last swing play went for negative yards. Kerr rolls out to his right, throws over the middle, tipped in the air, then caught by a liberal Redskin, and then Veach unloads on Garcia Rotolo, who drops the football. Myers had tipped the ball into the air.
Yeah, Tucker Veach saved that completion. It looked like he was going to have it, but at the last minute when Tucker hit him and knocked him out of his hands, it's going to set up this 3rd and long.
Well, they need to check Garcia Rotolo. We're watching what is a little bit of a replay for us on the Hayes Post stream, and his helmet bounced off the turf, and he did not move for a moment. He still looks a little dazed out on the field as a wide receiver. 3rd and 16 for the Redskins. Indians do not bring a blitz. Gavin Hazelhorst giving chase, throw over the middle, incomplete. Kerr was trying to throw back to the middle of the field. It's the play that Great Bend ran for a touchdown on 4th down a week ago against Hayes High. Indians stay at home this time. Kerr throws incomplete, and the Indians will force a punt. That series blown up by Liberal running a swing pass for negative 6 yards.
It looked like he had Rotolo in his sight, but Gavin Myers came in and really got in the way and disrupted that and didn't allow the completion and forced his 4th and long.
6 plays and a punt. Now Liberal only has 10 on the field. They rush one on with 5 seconds on the clock. The snap bounces off the turf. Veach calls for a fair catch and will take it at the 38-yard line. A short punt. Hayes High offense needs to keep the defense on the sideline for a little bit and give them a chance to rest.
Yeah, and we'll see what happens. Jordan's out there at quarterback, and he's limping a little bit. We'll see if the offense can put something together with this med unit that they've got out there. Unfamiliar people in unfamiliar places.
3rd punt for Liberal, that one of just 23 yards. Hayes High's 3rd possession of the half, and they lead 21-7. Nobody has scored in half number 2. Handoff, Dreiling tries the left side on a trap play. He's at the 40, 45-yard line. Good downfield block by Beckman at the Liberal 40, and then gets pushed out of bounds by Esparza at the 32. The downfield blocking of Kyler Beckman all the way down the field helps out Dreiling to get the 1st down.
It's amazing what happens when kids that don't get a play get a chance to just do something. Beckman's not a name that we've called yet this year.
Hayes High right back to the line of scrimmage, and did they get Liberal to jump? Apparently not into the neutral zone. It was a run of 30 yards. Dreiling, mainly at the quarterback spot, is at 90 yards on 11 carries. A throw right side, catch by Beckman. He's at the 30, gets in between 2 defenders, inside of that 30-yard line and down to the 27.
Well, he was able to get that positive yardage because he took a great angle right after catching it. Instead of running towards the sideline and then out, he hit that 45-degree angle, and he was able to get yardage while getting to the sideline. That was a great play by that young man.
So we've seen Miles Keller, first career catch on senior night. Now Kyler Beckman on senior night, first career catch. Indians back to the line of scrimmage. Turn, handoff, Dreiling tries to bounce to the outside. Quarterback's going to use some speed. He's going to get slung down at the 21-yard line. I said quarterback. That's normally what he plays. He's now the running back, and the Indians get a 1st down at the 21, a gain of 6.
Well, and what's more important is you hate to talk about it in the 3rd quarter, but the clock is continuing to run.
Yeah.
You know, you can't help but feel that Hayes High just wants to get out of this game with less injuries and as quickly as possible.
Indian football brought to you by Next Tech, Midwest Energy, Gibbs Auto Supply, and Steel Fabrications. Roy Maroney came up lame after run, looked like a hamstring, has not returned. Option play, keeper by Dale up the middle, 15, and trips as he's taken down by Liberals' Aldo Avalos, who also lost his helmet and will have to come out of the game for a play. Gain of 7 for Jordan Dale.
You got to admire Jordan's character in all of this. It would have been real easy for him just to keep handing it off and passing it, but when his number is called to run hard, because he is limping pretty good, he's trying to shake out that leg, whatever it is that's bothering him.
Well, Hayes High is going to have to hit up the training room over the weekend and early next week. Dale at quarterback, Dreiling at running back for this 2nd down and 3 play. It's a keeper by Dale, gets run into by his own guy. Oh, the Indians had it set up. Ashton Thomas was trying to hold off the rush end Hunter Husky, 190-pound junior, and the Indians no gain, loss of a yard to the 16, face third down, and this has been a problem down for the Indians for a couple of years now. Tonight, 2 for 6. This is third down and 5. Third down and 4. Loss of a yard for Dale. Right read, but could not get the play. Third down, toss near side to Kiefer. Kiefer gets a block, side steps, gets to the 10. That should be enough for a first down. Needed 4, got 5, and the Indians convert.
It's almost like they lost track of Kiefer. We hadn't called his name for a while. So all he had to do was simply run it or simply turn and pass it to him, and there was nobody there to put a stop to him until after the first down.
5th catch for Carson Kiefer. All of them either for 8 or 4 yards. Every single one of them. 21-7, Hayes High with 3 minutes to go, leading Liberal into the red zone for a third time tonight. They're 1 for 2 scoring. Dale at quarterback. Dreiling to his left. It's a give to Dreiling, right side 10, at the 5, and wrestled down at the 4. Gain of, we'll call it 6 on first down.
Well, and how important is this score for playoff implications with them averaging scores? To go up by more than 13 here to keep that average up is huge.
Yeah, you want the absolute max, which right now is 13 points per game. It's a whole new ball game, as they say, especially in the coronavirus postseason qualification. Shotgun for Dale. 2nd and goal from the 4. Give to Dreiling. Tries to go the long way outside. Stiff arm will take him down to about the 2. It's one thing that Dillon will have to learn. You can't beat everybody to the outside. Going to have to cut it up the field occasionally. Dreiling is pushed down, I think they say at the 3, so a gain of a yard. 3rd and goal from the 3. 103 yards tonight now for Dillon Dreiling on 14 carries. Indians have scored on from the 2 tonight in the red zone. Now trying to punch it in from the 3. Minute 45 to go in the third. Indians a 2-score lead, trying to make it a 3. It's a give to Dreiling. Goes up the middle, bounces to the right, runs into the end zone untouched. Touchdown, Hayes High Indians. It becomes a 3-score ball game with a minute 35 remaining. Dreiling's 2nd rushing touchdown as the running back tonight.
Yeah, and something they're going to have to watch with Dillon is fatigue. He's not used to running this much, so they're able to ride him now. But what happens in the 4th quarter, hopefully he's conditioned well enough that he can continue to run the rock for him.
And Jack Fields is on to attempt the extra point, his 4th attempt of the evening. Snap is high. Veach gets it, holds, kick is up, and it is no good. That was a high snap. The miss goes down on Fields' record, but that was thrown off from the very beginning.
Well, he gave it a valiant effort. He almost pushed it through, just unfortunately couldn't get it over the crossbar.
Yeah, wide to the left. So 27-7, 3rd quarter with a minute 35 to go. Hayes High is able to, after going punt, get it into the end zone on a touchdown run by Dillon Dreiling.
Well, the good part about it was the offense was able to put together a little bit of a drive to keep the defense on the sideline to catch their breath and get a little bit of water and get back out and do what they have to do here.
That is a 9-play drive unofficially for the Hayes High Indians. Their 2nd longest drive of the night. Last week, their longest drive was 5 plays. Tonight, their longest drive was 13. They didn't score on it. Got to the red zone and turned it over on downs. Tonight they have, drives of 13 and 9 plays. Outside of that, everything is 6 or less. At one point, Hayes High had 4 consecutive drives of 3 plays, 2 of them punts, 2 of them touchdowns. Because, that's normal in high school football. Indian football brought to you by Heartland Building Center, Hayes K-Lawn, Discount Siding, and the Hayes High Athletic Booster Club that has their team gear store open again. Check out their Facebook page. It's open through 10 p.m. next Friday. Fields to kick off. This is a high end-over-end kick, returnable from the left side. Staten goes slow, now tries to speed up at the 25, has had 2 big returns tonight, gets across the 35 and taken down at the 36-yard line.
Well, this is a concern coming out of tonight as special teams have not looked real great for the Indians tonight. Talk about something that they need to work on next week for Garden City. That would be one of them.
Liberal will start at their own 37-yard line. We'll work on getting you some scoreboard updates as the night goes along. The big game, of course, is down in Dodge City. The Hatchet game, it has to be the earliest Hatchet game of all time. It's like the 83rd meeting between the two. That was 0-0 at halftime, and we'll see if we get some sort of score update as the evening goes along. 2 blocking backs for Shea Kerr. This was their favorite formation last week. They haven't run it much this evening. It's a turn and handoff to Zapien, hit immediately. He will gain 3 as he falls forward to the 40.
And you would never guess who it was that made that tackle, that stop. Gavin Hazelhorse.
68 yards on 20 carries tonight for Easton Zapien at 155 pounds. That's going to be a long bus ride home regardless of the result. 1 minute to go, third quarter. Indians up 27-7. They've never trailed in this ball game, but it was tight at 7-0 and 14-7. Shotgun, handoff, Zapien again up the middle, and this time maybe getting to the line of scrimmage before the rugby scrum breaks out. They gave him forward progress across the 40, near the 41-yard line, give him a yard. Third down for Liberal. Third down and 6.
Gavin Nutting and Carson Spray both did a great job of shedding the blocks and not letting that gap develop.
The middle of that offensive line for Liberal goes 240, 260, 255. So those aren't small guys to try to move out of the way in the middle. Third down and 6 from their own 41. 8 seconds to go, third quarter. Liberal wants to run the play. They'll play action pass, try deep, Staten wide open, underthrew the ball, did Kerr, and it's incomplete. Indians were bit on the play. The play action pass sucked in the defense. If Kerr is even remotely in the area of his receiver, it's a touchdown, and that's the end of the third quarter. 27-7. Hayes tacks 6 onto the scoreboard in quarter number 3 on the Hayes High Sports Network.
Midwest Energy, a customer-owned cooperative providing safe, reliable, and efficient energy services and promoting growth throughout the region. When you need something fixed fast and done right the first time, call Steel Fab. Heartland Building. When it is time to get the job done, see why so many builders rely on Heartland Building Center with a huge stock of building material. Edward Jones, providing a reasoned and disciplined approach to investing, making sense of investing. Western and Central Kansas premier roofing contractor, The Professionals, High Plains Roofing of Hayes. Teams win games. Let the biggest real estate team in Hayes find your next home. Coldwell Banker Executive Realty, the streaming partner of the Hayes High Sports Network. The green grass you want in the spring starts with spraying in the fall with Hayes K-Lawn, Kurt Maska and Kurt Viner. Hayes High School Athletic Booster Club, proud to support the athletes of Hayes High School by providing items needed to excel on the field and court.
Hayes High wins the quarter 6-0, winning the game 27-7. Does Liberal actually punt this one away on 4th down and 6 from their own 41-yard line? Got good field position on the punt return. Wiltshire takes a snap to his left and skies the punt. This is short. Hayes High needs to get away from it, and it takes a decent Liberal roll that adds about 10 extra yards onto the ball. There is a flag on the play. This is just behind the line of scrimmage, so hold on. Hayes High is going to get the ball to 34 if it's against Liberal, and they decline. The two officials will talk things over, and chop block against the Redskins. So now Hayes High wants to know what their options are. Indian football brought to you by Shelter Insurance Agent Dustin Shoemaker, USD 489, High Plains Roofing and State Glass Company. Penalty declined. Hayes High wants the football. That would have been the 5th penalty of the night on Liberal as it stands still at 4. Hayes High was penalized 6 times in half number 1, none in the second half, and what difference it has made.
Yeah, those chop blocks are dangerous. If you ever have knee problems, you watch one of those things, it just makes you cringe and just hopes the kids get up without an injury.
Here we go from the Indian 34-yard line, left to right. Again, Jordan Dale, the quarterback. Dylan Dreiling, the running back from the quarterback position. Roy Maroney standing on the sideline, will not be returning tonight. 2 wide receivers to the right. Swartz, one of those. 1 wide receiver to the left. Pass to the left, looking for the wheel route for Dylan Dreiling. If he catches on the run, which is the goal, he may have hit the edge for a touchdown. Incomplete. Incomplete for Dale. He is 5 for 7 tonight for 35 yards.
Yeah, that was just a result of lack of reps and lack of training. That's something they probably practiced with Maroney out of the backfield or Jaron Kanek, and they tried that play there. They just didn't have the timing down.
By the way, we've talked about injuries. Hunter Harris is on the training table now. Fellow senior Tucker Veach talking to him. Handoff, Dreiling, ball fumbled. It's on the ground. Who has it? Looks like Jordan Dale stuck his mitts down in there and pulled it out. Loss of 5 on the play.
Boy, they need to pick this up, this third down that's plagued them, because the defense needs to rest. They've been out there a lot this game, and if Hunter is able to return at all, he needs the time to recover.
3rd and 15. And the way that some of the guys are walking by him and the trainer just walked by, it is not going to be a return for Hunter Harris tonight, but he's up and off the table, and now Liberal lined up in the neutral zone just gave Hayes High 5 free yards.
I believe it's an arm or elbow that they're looking at with Hunter as he walks around now. He's not limping.
Indians have converted 2 of 3 attempts in the second half on 3rd down, 4 for 8 in the game. It's easily one of their best games in the last couple of years. 2 wide receivers right, Kiefer and Swartz. Keller, I believe that is, to the left. 3rd and 10. Jordan Dale to pass, looks for Swartz over the middle, caught. 1st down, 45, on his feet, 50. The senior gets inside the 45-yard line of the Liberal Redskins. The 3rd senior to get his first career catch. This time it's Dalen Swartz, who hasn't played football since 3rd grade.
Well, and give him credit, because he caught that ball, and on the run, he had the instincts to tuck it, to protect it, because he took a pretty good shot before the actual tackler got in there to bring him down. It's a great job by that young man.
Indians convert on 3rd and 10. Quick swing pass to Swartz, try to keep the mojo going inside the 40 to the 44. Dalen's never been hit like that in basketball as he picks up 5 yards.
Yeah, maybe find another target here, and Dalen's actually going to come out and maybe get a little water. Coach, I'm seeing about 3 of you right now.
So the Hayes High Indians convert on a long 3rd down, 3rd and 10. And now have 2nd and 5 from the 39-yard line. Handoff, no, keeper by Dale. Miscommunication between him and Dreiling on the play.
Yeah, that was very dangerous. It looks like he almost had it ripped out of his hands by Dylan. Dylan thought he was going to get it, and fortunately they were able to keep it, but it brings up 3rd down.
That was a 22-yard pass completion to Swartz, followed up by the 5, and now 3rd and 5 for the Hayes High Indians. They've converted 3 consecutive 3rd downs. This is 3rd and closer to 6. They actually marked it backwards about a half a yard on that tackle of Dreiling, and Hayes High wants to use a timeout. Play clock was down to 3, and they had just lined up, and Coach Tony Crow did not like the way that something was looking. We're near the top of the hour, so let's use this timeout to pause for station identification.
This is the Hayes High Sports Network, streaming made possible by Coldwell Banker Executive Realty. Let the biggest real estate team in Hayes find your next home.
It's a night of firsts for me and some of the guys on the field. I don't know that I've ever had a game where the quarterback became the running back, a wide receiver became a quarterback, but earlier in the game, the quarterback, the first one, it hit the wide receiver for a touchdown, who then became the quarterback. The quarterback then handed off to the former quarterback that became the running back for a touchdown. Then they stayed that way, and then 3 receivers, all seniors, caught their first career passes.
Could you say that again just a little bit faster?
Nope, because I'm not sure. I'm not sure that I got it right the first time around. 27-7 Indians lead with 9:25 to go against Liberal. It's a war of attrition tonight for the Hayes High Indians. Dale hobbling at the quarterback spot, who was the receiver we were talking about earlier. Roy Maroney is out of the game. Jaron Kanek never started. 2 wide receivers left, 1 to the right on 3rd down and a long 5 yards. Kiefer in motion on the jet sweep. They fake it to him. Look over the middle. Salmon's wide open. Can't make the jumping catch. The Indians had it. Salmon's all alone down the middle of the field, incomplete. If he leaps and is able to catch, it's a first down. If they hit him anywhere in stride, anywhere in the area, Salmons makes his first career catch and has his first career touchdown.
And that is twice now that that's happened to him. He had that touchdown early in the first quarter, just a little overhead.
And so now Kiefer will punt this one away from the Liberal 40. Rolls out to his right. Late punt, a high punt. Trying to stick this inside the 20. Takes a nice Hayes High bounce inside the 15. Down around the 11 or 12 yard line. 28 yards on the punt, but that's the punt that Hayes High needed.
Well, and I'm looking to see if any of the defenders that were sitting on the training table are going back out there, and I don't believe they are. Hunter Harris's night may be over.
That's Kiefer's fourth punt down to inside the 20. He nearly had one inside the 5 earlier that the Gunners just couldn't quite keep their momentum out of the end zone. 9:09 to go in the game. Hayes leading 27-7. Normally I say it's anything but pretty because of the way that the teams play, but because of injuries, this thing is anything but pretty. You're trying to get off the field without anybody else getting hurt. Liberal has the ball at their own 12. 1st and 10. Kerr at the quarterback spot. Takes a low snap. Pump fake. Looks down the field. Has a man wide open. Tucker Veach is there. And who comes down with the ball? Incomplete pass. Tucker Veach made up a lot of ground on the home run ball thrown by Kerr to the right side. And the senior breaks up what would have been a 30-yard gain.
Yeah, I thought that was 6 for Liberal the way he threw that ball. But Tucker Veach showing his speed. That was a great job. A little nerve-wracking for these Hayes High fans.
Well, right now you've got Ty Adams at that left cornerback spot. Brett Orth at the right cornerback. Not a lot of experience there. Then Tucker Veach, the safety. He has to have that experience. Wyatt Crane, the bandit backer, is more in the safety position now. Indians trying to plug and play on the defensive side, too, in the secondary. Handoff, no keeper by Zur. Good fake, goes left side 20, and out of bounds at the 21, gain of 9, 3rd and 1 coming up for Liberal.
Well, and this defense has got to find a way to keep these point differential bigger than 13 points. Just get out of here. Hayes High's got an opportunity to really look at home playoff games if they can just take care of business early on in the season.
The change a few years ago made every game so important when it came to points. 3 wide receivers right, 1 wide receiver to the left, 3rd and 1. Does Zapien get the call for his 22nd carry of the night? Indians 4 down lineman, low snap. It's a keeper by Kerr. Gets hit at the line of scrimmage. I don't know if he got it. He did not. It was supposed to be to Zapien on the end around, but the low snap threw the play off. No gain on the play.
Liberal looks like they very well could be going for this, but we'll see. If they want any chance of getting back in this game, it's got to be 4 downs here on out.
Yeah, I can't. Even from your own 21, I can't imagine not going for it on 4th and less than a yard. The ball is past the 21-yard line. The first down marker is just inside the 22. This is like 4th and about 6 inches. Blocking back to the right of Kerr. Play clock down to 5. Zapien to the left of Kerr. Play clock down to 1. Snap is off in time. Handoff Zapien up the middle. Looks like he'll get it. He'll get it by a yard at the 23-yard line. Needed 1 on 4th and 1 and got 2 yards.
And Hayes High has Dalton Dale grabbing his arm coming up with a lot of pain.
Well, Hayes High is struggling to keep guys on the field right now, and it's guts keeping a few of them out there.
He's going to stay and play.
Baling wire and duct tape towards the end of this game for the Hayes High Indians, up 20. Myers blitzes, but the play goes away from him. Option, Kerr keeps, gets tackled from behind. Taken down by who else? Gavin Hazelhorst. But all the way across the 30 to the 31-yard line, there is a flag on the play in the area of a hold on Liberal.
Yeah, Dalton Dale got blown up. He had the read, but the Liberal defender, I didn't catch who it was, came in and just knocked him down.
Personal foul, blindside block. That's what you saw. The blindside block, that's a 15-yard penalty on the Liberal Redskins. That was a point of emphasis starting a year ago. And that is a player protection penalty. into the ball game for Hayes High. Linebacker Logan Casper. Nutting comes out, so the Indians go with their 3-3 stack after what was 1st and 10. The ball is backed up to the 12. This is where this series started.
When you hate to call this a lucky break, but this is what this defense needs to give him more room to get off the field.
So first down, let's call it 20 for Liberal after their 6th penalty of the night. Kerr slaps his hands twice, 3 times, takes the hand, keeps the ball, rolls out to his left. Indians giving chase, and there's Tucker Veach. Boy, he ran a long, long way to make that tackle, and a gain of 3 at the 15-yard line.
Well, and now there's a flag on the play.
Yeah, there was
maybe
Orth and a wide receiver, Garcia Rotolo, got into it at the end, and I think they're going to catch Orth for the retaliation, or maybe saying something. I think he said something. Watching the video on the Hayes Post stream, looks like that Orth said something following the play. Personal foul. I think they signaled personal fouls, what they said.
They signaled personal foul. These are the types of penalties you just can't have. You've got to know the situation. You've got to know where you're at and what you're doing. And you got to keep ahead. I know it's hard when you're out there hitting and blocking, and it's a physical game, but that's a mistake you can't make.
So the ball is now at the 30 as the teams exchange 15-yard penalties. Is the Indians' 7th penalty of the night, 1st of the second half. 6:59 to go in the 4th quarter. This has been a weird game. 3 wide receivers left for Kerr. Indians going to have to rotate their defense here a little bit. Only 1 cornerback and a bandit backer to the near side. It's a handoff to Zapian. Gets by 1 guy, 2 guys. First down at the 40. Crane makes the stop at the 41-yard line.
Yeah, Hayes High probably a little lucky that they went ahead and ran with that ball, because as you said, Liberal had 3 guys on this near side. All it would have taken is just a short, quick pass out there, and they're off to the races.
Zapian picks up 11. He has 82 yards tonight. He has nearly as many yards as 2 full teams did in 2 full games. Goddard, Eisenhower, and Great Bend against the Indians. 2 right, 2 left. Kerr slaps his hands, rolls out right, looking to pass down the field. Gavin Hazelhorst giving chase, hits him as he throws, and it's out of bounds, incomplete.
Gavin Hazelhorst is so quick. You hit it earlier. What's he going to do when they move him back to linebacker and he gets a running start at people?
He was the defensive tackle on that play. Will Catterett is in at the defensive end spot that normally is occupied by Gavin Hazelhorst or Trey Adams. Catterett is the defensive end. Gavin Hazelhorst was a D tackle on that play. Now he moves to D end, and Trey Adams into the defensive tackle spot. I can't imagine being an offensive line against this D line for Hayes High this year. I can't fathom what you're trying to face. 6:28 to go after the incomplete pass. The clock stops. Kerr keeps, and Hazelhorst wrestles him down from behind.
I think one of the most beautiful things that you can see in high school sports is a senior excelling on senior night. There's just something special about that them taking the moment and grasping it and playing just lights out. And that's what Gavin Hazelhorst and now Tucker Veach are both doing tonight.
He's had a couple of tackles for loss, a sack, a fumble recovery, nearly a second fumble recovery, nearly a second sack. Indians showing blitz on 3rd and 7. Kerr with 2 right, 2 left, now comes up to change the play with 4 seconds. Play clock down to 2, down to 1, takes the snap, drops to pass, throws over the middle, knocked down. Wyatt Crane lays out to knock it into the turf. Incomplete pass. Kerr has thrown incomplete on his last 5 attempts, and Liberal went for it on 4th and 1. On 4th and 7, they will send out the punt unit.
Kind of an interesting call, down by 20 points with only 5 minutes left, almost just conceding the game at this point by punting.
Yeah, I would not have blamed Liberal and Coach Jason Dunlap one bit if they go for this. 1 winning season in the last 15 years, and on the cusp of starting 0-3. The punt high. This is the best punt tonight by Wiltshire, caught by Veach. 27 yards on the punt. I say his best. It was high and somewhat straight. And Hayes High will have the ball at their own 27-yard line. Hayes High leading 27-7. That's a lot of 27s all thrown into this last little series here.
We'll see what this offense can do. See if they can get some of these guys there first. You know, we're still waiting on Sammons to catch his first ball and get into the action. He's had his opportunities. We'll see if they can get him one here on this night.
He's tight end right side. Dalen Swartz has one-on-one coverage to the near side. It's a handoff to Dreiling and tries to go outside. That's the play that Dylan Dreiling will have to learn. There is a small but yet still a hole that is in between the tight end and the tackle, and he's got to cut it up and take it at that point, and Dreiling comes up hobbling. Hayes High now brings Chase Summers, a sophomore, in at running back. I don't know if that's fatigue. I don't know if that's injury. But now Dylan Dreiling is out of the game. Hayes High lost 4 yards on the play.
They are
back from their own 23-yard line. Pass into the hands of Kiefer on that little swing play. Picks up 4 back to the line of scrimmage.
And Dylan Dreiling's back in the game. They came over and asked him if they wanted it to look at anything, and he shook them off. You got to believe that's just probably a little bit of a fatigue, maybe a little bit of a stinger, but the way he just ran back on the field, he seems to be okay.
3rd and 10. Well, Hayes High cannot see the next 4:20 come off the clock fast enough. Dreiling jogs over to the left of Dale on this 3rd and 10 play. Shotgun, play action pass. Dale has time, slings it sidearm, caught by Beckman over the middle. 50-yard line, still on his feet, 45. Gets away from another tackle, and he dives over the defender inside of the 40-yard line, and it's a conversion for the Indians on 3rd and 10.
And this offense needed a spark. And when people are limping around, you're just looking at it from anybody, and there it is from Tyler Beckman getting his opportunity to play tonight.
And the Indians convert on that for 36 yards. 102 yards passing now tonight for Jordan Dale. Stands in the shotgun. Dreiling to his left. Will hand off to Dale. No pull. Run it left side. He's got a bit of a crease to the 30. They'll say the 31-yard line, gain of 6. Dale 49 yards on 11 carries tonight. Has thrown for 102.
Derek Riggs is the offensive lineman right now, and he went to throw a block, and the defender's back was to him, and he reached out, touched him, and quickly threw his hands up to his, got away. Didn't get him in the back, Coach. Didn't get him.
Throw the hands up in the air, too. Make sure.
Not me.
2nd down and 3 after the 7-yard run. A quick pass left side for Kiefer. Makes the catch, gets the first down on his feet. 20, drags a defender near the red zone at the 21-yard line. Gain of 10 on Carson Kiefer's 7th catch of the night. That 10-yard catch is longest of the evening.
Yeah, Jordan Dale is just getting more and more comfortable throwing the ball. This could be a nice little tool for Hayes High as the season progresses if he can get his passing game down.
10 of 13 for 112 yards. Swartz has one-on-one coverage to the near side. No safety over the top. Wiltshire stands about 12 yards off of him. Handoff, Dreiling straight up the middle, spun down to the turf. Loss of 3 on the play. Well, Dylan was at 106 yards on the night. With those his last 2 carries, he's now at 99. Dreiling will come out. Chance Summers will come in. Does Chance see his first carry of his career? Indians have the ball, 2nd down and 12. 2nd and 13 from the Liberal 24-yard line. Chase Summers.
You got to wonder if in the name of resting players that some of these starters start to come out of this ball game.
Indian football brought to you by Aflac Insurance agent Sean Swartz and Edward Jones. It's a keeper by Dale up the middle and hit by Esparza, and he's slung down into the turf right at the 20 on a gain of 4. 3rd and 9 coming up for the Indians. Hayes High football also brought to you by Paul Wartenberger Construction, Master Cleaners, Coldwell Banker, Executive Realty, Roof Masters, Insurance Planning, and Jeter Law Firm. Indians have converted 3rd and 10 on this series. They are 3 for 5 in the second half, 3rd and 9 now from the 20 as the Indians get to the red zone for a 4th time tonight. 2 for 3 from the red zone. Game clock down to 1:30, play clock down to 7 seconds. Dale with Summers to his left. 3rd and 9. Will hand off to Chase, and that didn't go well. That is going to be pushed back behind the 25 to the 26-yard line, and a loss of 6 on the play.
Grayson Walburn, I think, missed a block that he was supposed to have because he got up and he was frustrated with himself, hitting himself in the helmet. So you got to believe he missed his assignment on that play.
And we are going to see the first field goal attempt of Jack Field's career, and this isn't easy. 43 yards on the first career field goal kick by Jack Fields. It's near, we'll call it 44 from the right hash. The kick is nowhere close, and it's going to be taken by a Liberal Redskin and returned across the 50. The officials let this go, and essentially it acts as a punt, and the Hayes High Indians give Liberal the ball at about the 40.
Yeah, I don't think Hayes High was expecting a return on that. You got to give Liberal a little bit of credit to have somebody back there in case that happened. That was a good heads-up play. Now there's 24 seconds left of this ball game. Hayes High just needs to get out of here without anything else happening.
Yeah, Hayes High has had a tough go when it comes to injuries tonight. Their defense, again, sometimes I think we're kind of hard on the defense. The expectations are so high on the defense this year. They've given up 7 so far. Kerr at the Indian 40. Low snap. Handoff Zapien. Tests the right side. Gets a hole at the 30. 25. Tucker Veach gives chase. Slows down Zapien. Reverses course, and he's going to score from 40 yards out. That is not going to make the defense and defensive coordinator, Coach Hickle, happy whatsoever.
No, and here's the thing. If they go for 2 and make it, that brings the score to 12 and below that 13-point limit. You got to wonder if Liberal's talking about that right now.
Well, Liberal did not have, well, they had success on the extra point, but they used some tricks to get in there. And right now, the 2 points staying on. That's 102 yards now for Zapien. Hayes High as a team in 2 games had given up 107 rush yards, and I think Hayes High is going to use a timeout. They will. This is a huge 2-point conversion if Liberal goes through with it. You're exactly right. At 27-13, the extra point makes it a 13-point ball game, which is still the max for Hayes High. And when you start talking about postseason seeding, each game, the max you can do is 13 points, which is changed from a year ago. It was 21. Well, now it's 13. And they average those over the year through your games played. 12 seconds on the clock, and a 40-yard run at the end of what is already a locked-up game for Hayes High can end up costing the Indians a postseason point. Indians have scored 6 points in the second half. Roy Maroney came up after a run. Looked like a hamstring. Sure, the coaching staff not exactly sure what it is right now. Jaron Kanik was out tonight. Remy Stoll out tonight. Dawson Von Felt, those 2 on defense out.
Hunter Harris left this game.
Yep, 2 right, 2 left on the 2-point conversion try for the Redskins with 12 seconds left. Kerr takes the snap, looks left the entire way. It is caught, but it is short. 2-point conversion denied by the Hayes High Indians' Tucker Veach. It may sound like we're making a big deal about it, but when it comes down to the average of points at the end of the year, 1 point can be huge.
Well, and if you think back to last year, Hayes High, even up until the last couple of weeks of the game, they had weeks of the season, they had an opportunity for a home game, but unfortunately a few things didn't go their way, so they had to go on the road. So it is a big deal, these early season games.
Hayes High is going to win. Does Liberal try to onside with 12 seconds remaining? Hayes High is going to move to 3-0. Last time they started a season in this sort of stretch was 2014 when they started 6-0. Wins over Goddard Eisenhower, Great Bend, and now the Liberal Redskins, just 12 seconds, stopping the Indians from their victory. Hayes Kalon scoreboard update. Norton beats Russell tonight, or is beating Russell 28-0 in the fourth quarter. Bentonville, Arkansas up on Mill Valley 35-28. Big game facing off the two states. Salina South up on campus 35-28 in the fourth quarter. South looking for their first win. Hayes High lining up like they think it'll be. An onside kick from the Redskins. And if from Liberal's view, what do you have to lose? The hands team on for the Indians, and it is a line drive kick down the middle of the field that Brett Orth mishandles, but the Indians fall on top of it. Hayes High needs to take a knee, and Matt Dumler, Hayes High is 3-0. It is a beaten up Hayes High team. The score 27-13, but this was a tough game tonight.
Yeah, they're going to be hitting the ice baths pretty heavy. It's going to be interesting to see what the next week of practice brings for them. Normally, they would like to have a good, intense week going into next week's game of such importance with Garden City, but unfortunately, they may not be able to do that. They may spend it resting up.
Jordan Dale will take the snap, take the knee, and that's a 3-0 start for the Hayes High Indians. They do it with a combination of new faces in new places, and it works for the Hayes High Indians in a 14-point victory as they lead wire to wire over the Liberal Redskins. Hayes High 3-0 and now 2-0 in the Western Athletic Conference. Liberal has lost 10 games in a row dating back to their loss to Hayes High a year ago. They are now 0-3 and 0-2 in conference play. For Matt Dumler and Harrison for Hayes Post Video, I'm Dustin Armbruster. Post-game show next on 96.9 KFIX.